All right, we're good. We're good.
Oh, boys.
Eh,
I've got more writing to do. Oh,
eh, The Backpack Boys.
back,
Here.
back, boys, back again.
Consistency is key, y'all. We here again.
Took a week off, but now we're back.
Week two. Week two. Week two. Um,
Consistently coming every other week.
if you want what you want in life, you got to be consistent, right? That's what they say. And that's what we are. Backpack Boy is going to be the next. Just going to be the next big thing. That's it. I'm your boy, Lionel Messi. Goal, go, 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 go. Here today.
You know, back at it again. Sir DIY, do it yourself. That's my name. That's who I be. Also, AKAs that I don't remember right now. So we're gonna go ahead and pass it back down over to Kobe.
Still Kobe. Still in Zimbabwe. Still living my
How's
life.
the weather, dude? Things are changing here.
It was actually really nice today. It was like 85 degrees, so
85, windy. Or
yeah,
dry heat.
very dry, very
Humid?
dry,
Humid.
very
or no?
dry. No, very dry heat.
Do you hunt for your food, or how does that work?
Every other week. So the week that we don't have podcasts, I hunt for my food.
Got it.
What
Okay.
do you use to hunt, though? Is the real question.
Spears, a lot of spears.
Because guns don't exist.
No, what are that? What?
Okay. No. I
That's
just
no
yeah.
problem.
You guys, I
Okay.
just farted. It smelled so bad.
Wow. Well, on that note, this is Killmonger's back at it.
Where are you based? Where are you at right now?
Oh, I actually went back to Wakanda this time. So
Yeah?
I'm all good.
You're dead
Yeah.
though.
How'd you get there?
What are you talking about?
You got thrown in the ocean. That's-
No, that's a different guy.
Oh, okay. My bad. I'm mixing
Yeah.
it up. Okay,
yeah,
no,
that's
but you're
a
in
different
Wakanda.
guy.
You're in
Yeah,
Wakanda.
yeah. Back home, loving it.
You guys, again, fans, we can't. It's overwhelming with the responses we're getting from you. We asked you guys for topics. You gave us fucking topics. We had to pick 3 of the hundreds, but today we picked wax
We've got harvest.
and dreams. Wax, harvest, and dreams.
Who sent those in?
We
Let's
have
give 'em a shout
wax from let me see. Let me open the pamphlet. My bad, so many people. Enrique. Oh shit, Enrique from Bayern Munich. How are you? Thank you, Enrique.
Does he play for the team? I'm so confused.
Where are you from?
It's in Italy. Woo! 10:30. Brainwaves dying. Quick. Thank you, Enrique.
Shout out to Enrique. We got harvest. That came from Jamaica, from Usain. Much blessings. One pan. We love you, darling. Yeah. Wagwan.
Eh. Kobe,
And
what was?
Oh,
yeah.
and the final word, I believe it was dreams. And that again is from Caitlin. I think she was on the show last week. We just took another one from her. She
Run
she
it
comes
back,
in with the
Caitlin.
killers.
Caitlin,
Shout out to
always
Caitlin.
again.
Shout out
Caitlin
to
sounds
Caitlin.
hot.
Yeah, through.
Caitlin sounds hot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You might need to come and eat the boys.
Maybe.
Come through. I'm located in I'm somewhere today. I missed my boat for that opportunity. Wax, y'all. I had a lot of earwax in my ear the other day. Actually, a significant amount. It was concerning. I'm not sure it's from wearing headphones. I'm gonna assume it is. But should I be concerned?
My thing is, have any of you guys ever actually gotten like your ears like professionally cleaned? Like, have you ever seen those videos where they like dig that shit out? It looks fucking disgusting.
It does
You
look
never-
disgusting, but it looks very satisfying. You
It
can't
does
stop
look
watching.
satisfying. It does look satisfying. I feel like I've never gotten my ears cleaned like that, so like my ears are just gonna be forever disgustingly dirty.
Yeah.
Because I've never seen those hunks coming out of my own ears.
I have a story. I once stabbed myself in the eye with a pencil, but I remember going to the emergency room, and there was a kid across from me who had stuck a Crayola crayon all the way into his ear, and he just had a Crayola sticking in his ear.
And wait, before you go on, what color was that crayon?
Can't remember. I couldn't
Good
see
question.
actually.
Okay,
There's
okay.
blood wrenched out of my eyeball, so
Got you.
my vision was a little bit fucked up there.
All right, I'm just the color is important to me. Just
Yeah, no, the kid had it like completely shoved in his ear, and I remember walking past being like, fuck, at least I'm not that kid, but like in reality we were both fucked up. But I say that to say, like, I think I've also gotten my ears professionally cleaned before, and I don't know why, but I feel
How
like
was
I've
it?
also gotten the, like, have you guys ever put the drops in your ears and then like stuck your head in that like
No.
direction and let the
yeah,
earwax
yeah,
like
yeah.
break down and like, slide out?
Yeah,
And
of
out
your
came
ear?
what?
It's like
The wax,
It,
right?
it like breaks
Yeah.
down all the wax and turns it into a liquid, and it like
No, that's
drains
not fun.
down.
That's not fun.
Like
I, want,
when
I
you're-
want that shit to be a chicken nugget out of my ear. I don't want that shit to be liquid.
It's like when
Not
you're a
dude,
kid
the
and
like
you
the
like
draining shit's kind of nice.
the baking
Yeah.
soda and vinegar. You just put it in your ear and it just fucking shoots it all out, dude.
The best feeling is having water come out of your ear after being
You never
pulled.
seen like those
Bro.
volcanoes?
That's the exact feeling that I'm talking about though.
Dude,
like when
that's-
you do the ear thing and then you like do this thing and the water. Like,
Yeah.
Oh,
That's exactly what happens with earwax,
Hold up,
bro.
hold up. Okay, just came.
yeah, you might have to go fuck around and try it, bro. It's kind of filthy.
That's amazing.
You could probably buy it at CVS, to be honest.
Yeah, 100%. It's
that's
very
boring.
easy to get.
That's boring.
I'm pretty sure the one that I had was like doctor prescribed. I don't know if it was any stronger, but I don't even know why I got it.
I'm
That
so
didn't answer
confused.
my question. Should I be
Hold
concerned?
on. The word was wax, and you guys just chose earwax. We just talked about just getting waxed in general, and we just went with earwax.
We could go many directions, sir.
Wax.
Okay,
wax-
okay, wait.
Many
Whatever works for you
directions.
guys.
Wax
I
goes
was just-
everywhere, man.
I was
You
just
gotta
kind of
go with the flow, sir.
confused. Okay, all right. To each their own.
But getting waxed. Are you talking about how like when I play you in FIFA and you get waxed by me?
Okay.
Is that
All
kind of what that means? Is that what you're referring
You
to?
literally, you literally use two. You play on two buttons. Like, don't
Wax.
talk to me about FIFA.
I don't even know what that means. I don't know
Yes,
what
you
that
do.
means.
Yes, you
That's
do.
where FIFA should go back to, though. It has gone on a course
was
that it
never
should not
too
have
much.
gone on.
It was never that.
My
It was
point is,
never
it's-
two buttons.
O should be everything. O should be pass. O should be shoot. O should be whatever the fuck. Like that's how
That's
simple it
just
should be.
one
They
button.
should not move in 360 degrees, left, right, back, and whatever the fuck. That's it. FIFA ruined itself. But anyway,
Oh my
No,
god.
but for real though, what are your thoughts on like waxing, like just in general? Like, would you guys ever
Waxing where?
It depends on what part of my body we waxing.
just in general? I don't know, because I've never done any waxing before, so I don't know. So just in general,
it seems
like your
painful,
body?
seems not worth it. I feel like I'd grow the hair very quickly. Like it just come back.
No, you're bugging it. It's probably worth. I don't know. I might
Hey,
wax. Now
I think
that we're
it-
even talking about it, I might wax.
to
I
be
think
like
it-
that smooth.
I think it depends. I think it depends on where you're getting a wax and also how much hair you have. Like if you're, I'm not really that hairy,
Yeah.
so like I could just touch it up here and there and I'll be all right. I don't need to like pull it all out. But I mean, if you're really hairy, it might be a better option to just get that shit ripped out of your skin.
I'm gonna go on a ledge here, and no one might reference this or even relate to this, but like, I recognize maybe like 2 years ago that if I shave my ass, like my shits come out nicer. Everything, the whole process is just a little bit
the wiping,
smoother.
the
wiping,
wiping, sir, the
The
wiping.
feeling of cleanliness.
But dude,
Imagine
that's like
waxing your
you
asshole.
gotta commit half a day to.
100%.
I've found shaving your asshole is the hardest part to shave. Me,
Bro, I'm
personally.
doing yoga moves.
I could shave
in
the
fucking
gooch.
Water.
I could shave my gooch. I could shave
That's
my
a-
fucking anything
That's
else.
that's a 2-person job, dude. You need someone to do it for you.
Yeah,
You can't be.
it's a-
I mean, you need
So
someone down
waxing
there.
my
Like,
feet.
I'd be on Tinder.
But imagine
looking for Buddy to wax my
My
ass.
asshole. Wax my asshole for jeez, that's all I'm saying. And I'm willing to bet they're gonna do a better job than I've ever done. So like, I'm just saying it'll
Should
probably
we all
last
do that?
longer.
And
Might
then
be
we'll do
better.
we'll update people on how the waxing process went.
I have a feeling
Yep,
if
correct.
I wax my asshole, I will not fucking eat for like a week because I'll be so terrified of shitting.
If 3-ply toilet paper still ruins my asshole, what is a wax paper to my asshole gonna do? There's
Big
no way, dude. I'm bleeding for days. I'm bleeding out.
Yeah,
I'd
yeah,
rather
but then
bleed-
imagine shitting through the blood, dude.
That's
No
what.
way.
Yeah, no, I'm not doing it.
Fuck that.
I was
Wait, Gabe,
considering it.
have you ever used baby wipes?
Yeah,
of-
I do.
Does that
Dude.
work? Is that better?
Oh, magical.
Really?
why is-
Yeah,
Isn't
but
it- I
you
feel
fuck up
like-
the environment, dude. You're fucking up the
Yeah,
ocean.
that's
with
really
that
bad.
Am I?
shit, dude.
It's paper. Is it
Yeah,
really?
No, not even the
that's what
environment.
Is that?
that's
It's
what
like
clogs the
it's
pipes.
like
Yeah. Fucks up the
cars
basement.
and then fucking baby wipes are the next thing polluting the fucking.
It's not even about pollution. It fucks up the disposable system. Like,
Yeah.
those things get
Why
It's
make
plumbing.
why am I the bad person for something that's made
For
not by-
babies, dude. For babies. To wipe a baby's ass.
You're also
put it in
supposed to
diaper,
throw them
put
in
it
the
out.
garbage. You just
Yeah,
don't have
you're not supposed to
throw
flush
them
it
in
down the toilet.
Oh,
Yeah,
I mean,
throw them in the garbage.
I did throw them in the garbage, and then Hassan got grotesqued out, so then I started throwing them in. Our...
Is that how Hassan got pink eye?
Oh,
What?
so it's Hassan's fault.
He just put
That
his
sounds
eye
right.
in the garbage can? No, I don't know.
You just your poop particles floating on the bathroom.
Speaking of, I did a really cool thing for the Backpack Boys. So since me and Lionel are kind of close together geographically, what I need you to do, Gabe, is you're gonna go ahead and just turn over your pillow behind you,
Oh my god.
and I left you a nice, beautiful gift.
Oh
Did you
my
drop a
gosh.
load on his pillow, dude?
Oh,
The
no.
funniest thing of all time.
Oh no.
There's literally nothing there. I just made that up.
No way, bro. No way. You really got me that shit?
Yeah, bro, I got you. Exactly.
Bro,
I be thinking about you, bro. I be really thinking.
I just. Thank you, dude. Thank you.
It's all for the moment. Anything.
All right. But going back to that baby wipe question, like I've used baby wipes to the point where my butthole is like, I think it's healed and it has mended, but it never heals. Like, is there a healing? Like, is once your butthole's destroyed, does it like?
It sounds like you have anal fissures, dude. You don't have like a regular like
Ugh.
bloody
Yeah.
asshole. You
Yeah.
have like a real like
A fissure just chilling there
like your asshole is like dehydrated
on
as fuck.
vacation. So I should feed my asshole water.
I
That filtered water. That's what you're gonna do.
Yeah, or lotion or something, dude. You got an
I have a-
ashy asshole.
I have a thought. So you know how like when you're a kid and you use baby products and they're like not as like chemically intensive as like adult products.
Mhm.
Why do we ever
Hmm.
stop?
Should we
doing-
revert back to that?
Yeah, like why do you ever stop using like those products versus then
Very
using
true.
like
I don't know.
that's such a strange thing to me. I always think
Yeah.
about
That's true.
like if it's not meant for kids, it's probably also not great for us. So like what's different between a kid's hair and my hair?
That's true.
I guess that it's age.
If anything, I
what
feel
it's
more
been
sensitive
through.
now.
Right,
Well,
but like because
like
it's
more-
aged, it's probably just as sensitive as like a kid's skin. So like why wouldn't I treat it just as well?
Yeah, but like a baby,
But
I
it's
guess.
not though.
Yeah.
But it's not though.
But why not just continually make your skin your temple? Like, why are we?
No, like I get what you're saying, but like, I mean, you're right. But I'm just thinking about it. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't like. What do you think changes though? Like, forget about that. Like, do you generally think that like, you know, like your hair and like your skin, like you like we grow, like our bodies mature, like things change, right? But like, exactly what changes?
That's my
I think.
point. Is
I
like
think also
even
your
just, like, hair.
exposure.
Yeah, that is true.
But like it doesn't matter what happens to your hair, it just thickens. Like it's still your hair. Like there are women who still have baby hairs. Like that's a thing. And like if that's something that's like consistent throughout life, why does
It's
it
actually true.
why-
Like, at what point is like, I don't know.
But
Do we
but
build
they
a
still have it
tolerance
because
to whatever?
but they still have baby hairs because they never like cut their hair or something like that. You know what I mean? Like we would all probably still have baby hairs if we didn't cut our hairs.
right?
cut our
So like what's the difference between my baby hairs and my hairs now?
Wait, that's
besides
actually
the fact
deep
that
as
I've
fuck.
allowed
If I
them to
never
grow.
cut my hair, I would still have baby hair.
Yeah, that's a big factor.
How long would your hair be if you didn't cut your hair from birth?
I've tried to grow my hair out. It gets to
God damn.
here and it stops.
God damn.
I look
I don't know.
homeless after
I
like a
I
month.
keep thinking we're like I don't know why, but I just keep thinking the word layers keep popping into my mind, and I feel like we're like onions. We're just keep growing layers of
That's a
something.
fair point. That's a fair
I don't know.
point.
I don't know what it is, but
That makes sense in the sense of like skin, right? Like you
yeah,
grow like layers of skin, like whatever, comparing it to a baby, but like you use like those types of products up to a point where you're no longer a baby. Like you have your full dural skin grown. It may not be like melanated or whatever, but like you have your full skin. Like you use those products for a while, maybe like until like 3, 4 years old, and then all of a sudden you decide you don't need to use the kids version of whatever. Like
Like
well,
L'Oreal kids.
maybe like they were saying,
If you're
like
telling me I
maybe
could
it's
use a
exposure.
watermelon L'Oreal fucking shampoo, I'm gonna cry.
Like
yes.
I don't know, like think about it. Like when you're a baby, the only thing you have to worry about is getting cleaned, like getting clean because you piss and shit on yourself. That's basically it. After that though, like once as you get older, like you're going out, you're encountering germs, like you know what I mean? Like you're playing out in this, you're getting sun exposure, like all that stuff. So I think it's probably just that, like all
You
that
do that at three
exposure.
and four too, is my point. Is like
Yeah.
Yeah,
there's
but
only
like I'm saying, it happens more and more though as you get older,
I don't know. I guess I
right?
just think that like the cleaning practices should remain the same if the activities are about the same. Like
Isn't
I'm
it a
still
thing where like deodorant actually is the cause of us smelling like shit, so we have to continually use that product?
that's actually a thing. Like for example, like chapstick. The more you apply chapstick, the quicker that your lips get chapped
That's a
because they
thing. I
get
thought that was a fucking. I thought it was in my head. I thought I was psyching myself
no,
out.
it's like it's a legitimate thing. So what you should do is you should prevent yourself from using chapstick when your lips are chapped, and you should try to maintain whatever some form of like equilibrium where you're like not constantly reapplying chapstick, so you don't have to use it as constantly. So there are
Is
certain things that we do strictly cosmetically that are like not useful to us at all.
does that also extend to Vaseline? Because that's what I use for these lips, and if it's not
I
working,
mean,
it's
those
not a good
lips
sign.
look juicy as fuck. So
I'm
keep doing
just
what you're doing.
saying. That's what I'm
Keep doing
saying,
what you're
man.
doing.
I don't know if it's
Don't
working or
stop,
not, but
baby. Oh, it's working. It's working. Full hard on over here.
Just speaking from personal experience, they get the job done.
No, for sure. Yeah, like think deodorant. Like if we never apply deodorant, let me not like any soaping products too, like shower products and shit like that. That also like because that causes like bacteria to gather. Like those soap suds never really come off, so that bacteria is able to gather there and shit. Apparently, like in we'll say like back in the days, like tribes and shit, all they would do is like use mud to have like and like the mitochondria in that shit or whatever the fuck the microbes in that would balance your pH in your armpits and shit, and you wouldn't like they're not taking showers and shampooing and shit, but they probably smell fine and dandy.
I don't know if they smell fine. They
Yeah.
smell neat,
no,
but
they
they
don't
just
smell
probably
fine,
suck.
Well,
Danny.
Todd,
It depends on what you define, like who. I mean, when you
They're
smell
they're
fine and
probably
dandy
just
compared
used to
to
the
us,
smell.
yeah, of course.
Yeah,
mm, I
Well,
guess.
speaking from my experience, dude, when I was a kid, I washed my hair every single day, and I didn't even realize that there was anything wrong
yeah,
with
me
it.
too.
I went in
Me
the
too.
shower, I
If
used
I'd
shampoo, I used conditioner, and I didn't even realize anything was wrong with it. And when I got older, I started realizing, oh, if I wash my hair like maybe once or twice a week, maybe 3 times a week, it's like much better for my hair. And I would have never learned that. My
Yeah,
parents would just say, go take a shower. I didn't know the difference between not shampoo, yeah, any of that.
Bro, in that same example, right? Imagine if you just washed your hair, you continue to wash your hair every single day, the normal way that you were doing, but you were using like baby shampoo instead of normal shampoo. I'm just
L'Oreal,
saying the amount of fucking
bro,
like damage it would
I want
cause
to
is
spray shampoo in
significant.
my eyes and not have it sting. L'Oreal, my G.
I'm just saying, I don't know. I'd
I
be
don't know.
For
I
real
think we're
though.
over. I think we're overestimating like the effect that this would have.
what you know what it is? We'd have to like look into like what's the active ingredient that's like used in like baby shampoo
It's
versus
dude,
like
it's
And
Because
you have
because
to,
the whole point of that is that it's gentle on the baby's skin, right? Because like
yeah.
they're sensitive. So
my skin's still sensitive.
okay. All right.
it's true.
Calm
My
down. All
armpits
right.
rash up real
You
quick.
understand how hard it is to maintain this beautiful
You do
melanated skin?
nothing. You do nothing to maintain that.
Are you bugging?
What do you do?
Pull out the products
Whip it
right
out,
now.
whip it out.
What is
Don't
that?
make me
What is
pull
that?
out the
That's
product.
one.
No, what is
I
that?
got a
Tell me
whole
your routine.
skincare
Tell
routine,
me
my
your
G.
routine. Tell me
I
your
can't
routine.
take you in the bathroom. I got a skincare routine, my guy.
Tell me your
You don't know
routine.
about this.
I gotta
This
know
don't come
this. Tell me your
easy, boy.
routine.
This don't come
What is your
easy.
routine?
Tell them
All right.
about it. But
Yeah. First, you have to go into the shower. You have to set the water at lava temperature to make sure that my
to make sure you
pores
need that cocoa butter
sweat.
after. You really want.
Sweat out all the impurities. Make sure you can't breathe. Then you're gonna go ahead and wipe it down, but you gotta wipe up. Never wipe down because that pulls down the skin. Always
Man,
wipe
oh,
up.
you know. You've done your research.
I'm
You
not
watch your
playing,
YouTube
bro.
videos. The 70-year-old
I'm not
grandma that
playing.
brushes her skin every night.
Oh, I saw that.
Hey,
That was so creepy.
she's beautiful though. No, what? Are we looking at the
Dude,
same woman? She's
I
beautiful.
didn't. No, I'm not saying she's
It
not
was.
beautiful. I'm just saying it was weird.
think she's my soulmate.
I didn't understand it. Like she was brushing her skin. Like, did she explain why? I was just so. I wasn't reading the subtitle because it was in a different language. But I was like, what is she doing? Like that's so
yeah,
weird.
like if you brush it's just like bringing circulation to your skin, so it like keeps it young and shit. Your fascia.
So it's kind of like she's massaging her skin, basically.
Essentially.
So do you think the
Wow.
same? Do you think the same thing applies with like the chapstick and all that stuff with like brushing your teeth? You think if we just stop brushing our teeth, our body would
No,
No.
like our
No,
body.
no.
Okay,
We've
okay,
seen that one.
okay.
No, that's not true.
Okay, all right, that's what I thought. That's what I thought.
That's not
And I feel like if I was still brushing my teeth with like blue raspberry, I'd fucking smell like shit, dude.
That's
So
true.
using the stuff from when you're a kid
I'm not saying it applies to everything. I'm just saying
Skin
if you
specifically.
take
Skin and
another
hair.
look.
Skin and hair.
Jolly Rancher
Wait,
fucking,
actually, fucking-
toothpaste.
But what's the difference between that like Sensodyne and like kids shampoo or kids toothpaste except the fact that it has a flavor?
That's true. And why do we start using normal toothbrushes and not those fucking toothbrushes that have songs while you remember the
Song.
Oh my god, dude,
Oh, yeah,
yes.
like the
Those were
tunes.
I want to
so
fucking
dope.
brush
Like,
my teeth to whatever
music.
the fuck song.
The
Low
Jonas
crouton.
Brothers.
Low crouton in this
The
bitch.
Jonas Brothers.
Dude,
That's
there's
what
so
you
many
should do.
things from childhood that like were like not allowed or like it's not cool to do anymore because like you're an adult, you're not supposed to do those things that are like stupid. There's so many things from child like I still eat fucking oatmeal with like dinosaur eggs in it. A because it tastes better, but like B it's just like I love that shit. Why do we ever have to stop doing those things? Like, the whole
I
growing.
mean, you don't have to. Who
That's
said you have
true.
to?
Yeah, but there's
Nah,
like
dude.
Like it's
people are
you're making your
judging.
own breakfast, right? No one's making your breakfast.
No, but
for you.
that's an example where I have control over the scenario. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
Like there are certain
yeah.
things that like I used to do as a kid that I can no longer do. Like
what?
let's see.
Wear a full onesie.
Nah, I still do.
Nah, he still wears a onesie. He
I
still
do.
wears a onesie. Yeah.
I was wearing one last week actually. Let me see. I don't know. You have to come back to me, but I'm gonna think about it for now. Because like there are certain things that I used to do as a kid that I can just like no longer do because like I don't have the time to do it or like I gotta worry about fucking expenses or bullshit like that. I guess
Okay.
time.
There's a
Time is the big difference.
There's a comedian that said, I forgot his name, but he said, it's crazy when you're a kid, you're attracted to like 6-year-olds and you like grape jelly, right? When you grow up, if you're still attracted to 6-year-olds, you're a weirdo. But if you're not attracted to 6-year-olds, that's what you're supposed to do, right? So like, but when you grow up, you also can have, red wine, but you can also still like jelly. It's like, does your brain like? How does your brain know? Like he basically was saying, I feel bad for pedophiles because they didn't choose to be that way. Like my brain just chose the
Okay.
right path.
Honestly, I'm a little bit glad you brought this up because I was talking to Sir DIY about this the other day. So all of you guys know the Cash Me Outside girl, right?
Yeah.
Oh my god, bro!
Dude,
I want to be a hooker
How-
so bad, dude. I
how
wanna be a hooker.
crazy is that? Like, she literally just turned 18 and she started on OnlyFans.
I thought she just turned 32,
And-
my G. What do you mean?
No,
18,
no,
dude.
but like
18?
the crazy. She just turned 18.
You guys,
and
I'm
she-
telling you, my theory is correct. My
What
theory is correct. They are making men rapists intentionally. I thought she was fucking 21. I'm having perverse fucking.
No,
Yo,
like,
that's
she
crazy.
became famous when she was what, like
13 years old.
14?
Yeah, it's like 13
Yeah,
or Dr.
13?
Phil.
That's
like she was on Dr. Phil when she was 13. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then
She
move
just turned
on.
18.
Bro, you
And
shouldn't
she-
have nails like that until you're fucking 30.
Bro,
You've seen her nails?
Yeah,
Fucking
yeah, yeah,
15
yeah.
long?
Wait,
No.
Gabe, you're not understanding, dude. She turned 18, started OnlyFans, and made a
and made
million
$1 million
in
in
6
like a
hours.
day or 6 hours. Yeah, but
She
it
made
was
$1
weird because
million.
because she was trending on Twitter, and the thing was that like it was just well, not interesting. It was kind of like an epiphany because all these people were just like there were like so many guys were just waiting for her to be legally 18 so that they could like
Not even.
But so
Like,
was she.
17, if
she
she was
was-
17 years old and put out that OnlyFans, she would still
You
probably
know,
make $1
you're
million.
right.
You might
You're-
make
no,
$2
you're
million
right.
in
but
3
like
hours.
but those guys would be but you're right, but then like society would be like, all right, those guys are creeps because she's not of age.
Yeah.
But it's still
But-
creepy.
How is
I
that
agree,
money?
no,
How
I
is that
agree
money
with you.
taxed?
No,
How is
I
that
agree
money
with you.
taxed?
I agree with you. It's still creepy, but that's what I'm saying though, right? It's like
How's
these
the money
people. It's like they're like in their mind like, oh, society said it's okay that she's 18, so it's okay for me to like want her, but it's like, bruh, like she just turned 18, and
Like,
it's not like and it's
12
not, it's
hours
not like,
ago, she would have
yeah,
been
and it's
illegal.
not, and it's not like
Yeah,
the moment
that's so
like
true.
her
That's so
birthday
true.
came, you started wanting her. You were wanting her before that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like that's like the creepy part. That was just like,
I mean,
damn.
This is a common thing though. Like even Tyga, like whatever, was started dating Kylie before she turned
Yeah.
18 under the
Oh, really?
Yeah, like seems to be a common thing, which makes me ask you guys, like, what's like
That's okay. Yeah, go ahead.
legally, it's okay. It's legally okay for us to date people that are 18 years old, right? We're allowed to be in those relationships with them by law.
Right.
Yeah.
How young is too young?
That's a great question, though.
To us or to, like,
that's a loaded
the-
question.
Yeah, is it to us or like
That's a
like
dangerous
our
question.
age, like
That's
our
a
age?
very
No.
dangerous question.
So let's say
But
that
a conversation that must be had.
No, no.
You're right. You're
That
right.
must be had.
we're getting
This is a
canceled
safe
in
space.
episode
This is a
5.
safe space. Let's go for it. Cancel culture, baby.
Arrested.
Let's go.
I'm ready to go to jail.
Firstly, how
Um,
how is 18 even determined in the first place? What's the theory
Well,
behind
because
18 is okay?
18 is the age that like we're technically adults here in this country, so that's why.
What? But beyond us, like, what considers us an adult? Like, are we mentally an adult? Are we?
No, we're
what are
not.
we-
I mean, some
No.
people are, some people aren't.
You
mean,
basically
like,
just
So
Because
we
of, like,
just
your brain-
essentially picked a number and we're like, this sounds good.
I mean, I guess, right?
You get
Is
your
that how-
you get your license. You graduate high school by that point. Most people, so it's like that's like the age that just makes sense. At least that's the way it seems.
I don't know, y'all.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know how they decided on that age. I mean, because like you're right, Todd. But like in other states, like you can start driving earlier, like 15, 16.
Well,
you know what I
isn't
mean?
it
So just
true?
depends.
Isn't it true in some states like you can technically be in a relationship with like a 16-year-old?
Yeah, that's the
but, like,
thing.
yeah. Some
Yeah.
states it's okay. Some states it's not. So like
Right,
changes state
Even
by
in
yeah.
state.
countries, right?
But yeah,
pretty sure
yeah.
that shit goes to 14 or some shit. Like,
Mhm.
I think that's for alcohol. I don't know if it's
No, I think
a
Oh,
sexual
no.
relationship.
Consent
No,
and shit
Gabe,
like
Gabe,
that.
yeah, Gabe is right on that one too. So
Interesting.
but like,
I mean,
to
back in the
Hassan's
day, they
question,
used to
though,
marry 8-year-olds, right?
But
I mean,
what's
that-
crazy,
yeah,
though, is
but like that's creepy though. Like
that's
creepy.
way too.
we're saying that's creepy, right? But like, if we grew
It's
up
not
in
No.
that state, if we
Yeah,
grew
it's
up
not
in
for
whatever
the fun.
state that was 14 years old, that would have been the norm, you know?
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. But I say, all right, so like for me, I'm all about like people exercising their free will, like people being able to make decisions for their own. Obviously, back then, a lot of people weren't able to do that. So that's why, like for me, it's kind of like
And
it's kind of creepy because like
and
those
on
people
top
are
of
like
that,
they're too young to be making
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Not that they're too young to be making the decision, but like they don't know any better, right? So like
Yeah.
if your parent was like, oh, you have to marry this person, it's for the good of the family, like you're not gonna like argue with it, right? Because like you're a little kid, right?
Yeah.
And like you want to be a good, a good.
Yeah.
Are we
Yeah.
Child,
delaying
you
the
wanna make your
maturity
parents-
process, though?
No.
Are we
wait,
really
wait, wait,
saying
wait.
like
I
they
think,
don't?
I think there's some science behind this. I don't think that this is like a.
I don't think there is. If
I-
there
I
was
thi-
science behind it, wouldn't
No,
there
no,
be?
I think that we've learned over time that certain age groups, you know, statistically, maybe not in every case, are more likely to be more mature, are more likely to be able to think on their own. I think, yes, you have to generalize it because you need to make laws, because if you didn't, then you would have a bunch of young women getting attacked by older men, but and it's never you rarely hear it the other way around. It's never really a young man getting taken advantage of by a woman, and that might be just due to like
I don't think that's less likely. I think it's just that you're way more socially unacceptable to be able to report that. I think there's a reporting bias involved with that.
Yo,
But
yeah.
you really think the numbers would weigh?
You would be
weigh
surprised.
evenly?
You would be surprised because think about, I know at least 3 people who have had sexual experiences with women that were older than them where they felt uncomfortable and felt as though they were in a situation where they like couldn't say no and felt like they were taken advantage of. But like, how do you then go to someone and say like, yo, this older woman raped me?
Yeah, no,
Like-
I completely agree that there's like a bias on that thing, but
I won't say it happens more than the
Yeah,
opposing.
yeah.
I'm just saying I think it probably
it's underreported. Yeah,
Yeah, it's definitely underreported.
But do you think that there's any science to that? Like, have we learned enough about how the brain develops to like see that kids
I-
can be making that decision? These like they're
Yeah,
not-
I know that women and girls develop faster than boys and mature faster than boys for obvious reasons, like biological reasons. But
yeah.
I was looking into the history while you guys were talking, and the consent laws are just kind of like strung together. There's a federal consent, like age consent, and there's also state level consent laws. And before, I think it said in the 19th century, they were 10 and 12, and some states had them as low as 7 years old. And we're talking 19th century. So, like,
Oh my god.
So that's gross. But like they're saying that as time has progressed on and we got into the 20th century, they changed from like that to like 16 to 17. So there are still places in the United States currently where 16 years old is considered the age of consent. And there's other places where it's 18. So it doesn't seem like there's any biological, which if they've held up for this long, they're not staying in like line with science because you're not updating as science updates, which means it's just a bunch of old white dudes who are probably making the decision about the age of consent. And we
Yeah.
already know where those people
And that
That's-
doesn't.
that's
that-
the way
They
the world
end
works.
up on an island. The guy, passes away, and something happens. Gabe,
That's
I
the
know
thing.
you
I
have-
think
know
it
you
should
have a
be.
lot to say on
I
this.
think it should be dictated by like if it is science, right? That's dictating the maturity of, like age. Obviously, isn't a measure of your brain
I
development.
don't think it's just science too, though. I think it's how you're brought up, right? So like here in America, the thing was like the drinking age is 21, right?
Yeah.
But like you're technically an adult from 18. So how is it possible that like you can go to like what I mean? It's like people always have this like conversation. How can you go to war for your country at 18? How can you make a decision to go and die for your country, but you can't drink legally, right?
Yeah.
At 18.
Yeah.
But then in Europe, like the way that they treat alcohol there is different, where it's part of the culture. So right, you don't have to be. There's no like. I'm not gonna say there's no legal drinking age, but like parents will let like their 14-year-old son like have a beer, right? Like they'll introduce it to them in a way that like they respect it and that they don't abuse it the way. I mean, like, the way that we do here, because it's kind of taboo to drink until you're 18, right? And then when we're all like in high school and stuff, we all want to drink, but technically we're not allowed to. That's why we end up having, secret parties and drinking and doing all
Yeah.
that stuff. So I just think it's also like the way that it's introduced and taught
That's crazy.
to
Yeah.
kids as they're growing up.
Yeah.
So I mean, maybe it's not like a science thing, or maybe it might be, but I just also think in terms of actually just the education aspect of it, like how you approach it. Because if you go and tell a kid, hey, you can't drink until you're 18, that kid's gonna want to drink before they're 18. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, no, like that's how kids. I mean, that's how people are in general. If you tell someone, hey, you can't do this thing, they're gonna want to do it just because
That's why
that's how we are.
that's why sex education is so important in your like high school and middle school, those age groups. It's because there's a lots of miscommunication, and especially if your community is high in whatever, just like let's say teenage birth and teenage pregnancy, a lot of misinformation will come through that community. And if you're not getting access to like credible, very like useful and resourceful information, you're probably more likely to end up, which is statistically the case, and why sex education is one of the first things that people in Republican states go to cut funding for, is because you understand the value and the importance of it. But I think it's also important to point out that like life expectancy is also like just talking about like maybe 16 wasn't gross for back then because you only lived to like fucking 50.
That's true.
Like,
That's a good
that's
point.
very
Really
true.
thinking about it, like everything has to happen a little bit faster because life
Oh, that's
itself
true.
starts a
Which,
lot.
yeah,
They're
we're
on
so
a
much
different
shorter.
timeline. That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, 100%.
So okay, so then like right now in this day and age, like back to the original question, what is too young?
And let's preface, right? Let's say there's no societal pressure. It is just what it is. No.
That's
Just
hold
not.
on,
That's
hold
there's
on.
no way in
hypothetical.
Fuckville.
In
That's
this
happening.
hypothetical.
There's no way that's
In
happening.
this hypothetical.
There's no because we've just proven that that it's dictated by how you were raised or how you grew up to what you were told is
Yeah,
disgusting. Like how we're perceiving it.
I think it's very easy for us to pick an age that's appropriate. I don't think any of us. We've all been around.
That's my point.
We've seen age groups, young and old. If you're whether you see them on social media and maybe you find them like cute or whatever, bad baby or whatever, she's young, you think she's cute. When you are in her presence,
That was
you're
a joke,
like,
by the way, everybody. I don't think she's attractive.
When you're in her presence, you're
like, oh, that's a
clearly
child.
know she's a child.
That's true.
It should be immediate, like, okay, this is not. It's
Right.
clearly just sexual.
So should it be?
How about
dictated-
when they don't look like a child, but
No,
they are
wait.
a child?
It's not about
Wait. So is it dictated by age or is it dictated by level of maturity though?
That's a great question, Hassan.
But you
I
have
guess
to.
they're
It's,
DIY.
And at that point, it's gonna be different for everybody, right?
it's like if you
Yeah,
look at
because what you're looking for is all different.
if you look at someone, there's a completely different thing what's going on in your brain if you're basing what you want off of looks. If you're talking to someone, more than likely
fair,
when you're basing it only off looks, it's very easy to like be like, oh my god, she looks like 25.
Fair.
That's true. Yeah.
All
But if
right,
you
so
speak
going
to that
based
same
off
person,
That's not true. That's so not true. That's
if
not
they're talking
true.
about Barbies and fucking unicorns, I'm sorry, I'm
No, but
unattracted.
that's not in
They
the,
look
that's not
great.
even within the realm of like what we're talking about. Like that's like I'm saying like there have been times where I have looked at a girl in her face and I've been like I have no idea. I don't. There have been
I've had
times
that a
where I
lot.
will not talk to a girl because I can't figure out what her age range is.
Yep.
that's fine. But if you did talk to her, you'd be able to tell really quickly what age group
But
she
that's
is.
not always
That's
true.
not
necessarily
That's
true.
Because
That's not true
women
at all.
mature faster than men,
It's true.
and like you say, lived experience plays a factor in who you are as an individual or how quickly you mature.
Well, you could always ask, how old are you?
100.
Right, but why does age matter though? I
100%.
think that's the question. Does age really matter if they're mature?
Yes.
I guess in that context. You see, you're not in the hypothetical arena, and we need you to join us.
I'm in the.
You're not.
I'm
You're
in the
allowing
hypothetical
society
arena.
to influence you.
No,
Yes,
dude.
you
I'm in the
are.
hypothetical
No,
arena.
you're not. You're watching us. We're in the ring
No.
fighting, and you're fucking just watching.
You're fighting for the wrong thing.
All I'm saying is sometimes you can't tell, and then I don't know.
I think it's also important to acknowledge that we're four dudes, right? And our perspective
true.
Men!
is very much so a male perspective. It
Mhm.
may be like the way that women or a woman might perceive herself at 16 and 18 or whatever, I'm sure are also drastically different. Like they view themselves as like growing and maturing over time. So I think it's just important that we also preface and be like, yo, this perspective is very like male and
It's
very
it's dependent though. So like a woman in DR, Dominican Republic, is way more mature at 18 than they are here in the U.S.
Why?
Way more mature.
Why?
Just how they're
Society.
raised.
Yeah.
Just how
Are they
they're
are
raised,
they
how they're
more
brought
are they
up.
are they more mature? Or do they just have more responsibilities?
I have.
Yeah,
Are they more
that's what it
mature
is.
or do they just have more
that's
responsibilities?
true.
They just have more on their
Cody's
plate.
skeptical face is my favorite thing.
The point is. So no, my uncle. I'm not my uncle. My
I think it's,
Listen,
I get what
listen.
you're saying, but let's not use stereotypes.
I went,
dude,
I went to
my
Ecuador.
aunt
Listen,
was
Good, use
young.
the personal
My aunt
anecdote.
was
Yeah,
young.
personal anecdote, yeah.
My aunt was young when married to my uncle.
Yes.
How young? How young are we talking?
She was 18. He's
Okay.
he's 50 something. So there's like a 20 something year separation between them. Huge gap.
Wow. Okay.
It was creepy,
Okay.
but like she's very mature and like
They're still
seems
together.
good to me. Yeah, happily married. Great kids. Love them. Love
Does
her.
your uncle have a lot of money?
He does not. He has a bald head. That's about it. And he has bad knees.
Was your uncle able to play ball with his kids?
Uh, no, I don't think so. I think
That's just I always wonder those things.
he's at that point.
No, I get what you're saying, right? You're saying like if someone is being forced into a scenario of life where it forces them to grow up at a very young age.
You mature different, dude. And I think you've made the point, Sir DIY, is like how you speak to kids too. Is like we baby them and shit, and we like speak in this manner, but like kids might be able to progress quicker if we just straight up and talk like this to them. They're probably able to handle a lot more than what we give them credit.
That's
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, that's one of the biggest things my mother has taught me, just like in her early childhood education, is that she said that like babying of children is actually holding them back. They're very much so capable of understanding emotions. Being able to express their emotions may be something that's very difficult for them to do, but you can find ways to allow them to express themselves without babying them. It actually slows down their development.
I agree. Both my parents were very straight up with me growing up, like about drugs, about everything that I wanted to know. I was curious about. They would be very honest with me. But if I was 16, 17, 18, whenever I thought I felt mature in my life, I was definitely not mature. And I still probably am not as mature as I think I am.
Okay.
So going to that, everybody will always think that they're ready.
Viewing from outside the arena. Let me just preface
Oh.
that. Let me
You're
just
in-
preface.
You're in a very dangerous arena, dude.
He doesn't want to leave the arena.
We live on the
Safe
edge.
space now.
Also, let me preface. I don't think it's okay to obviously take advantage of anyone that you are.
Well, in the
know
arena,
is
you
running
might
more
be.
mature.
I don't want to be in that arena. I don't want to be.
You guys should get the fuck out of that arena.
Sir DIY, you're in. You're in. All I'm doing is challenging the idea of what we define as being mature and not. And I think
Wrong
that's
thing
good
to
do.
challenge. Wrong thing to challenge.
All right, that's your okay. Anyways,
Hold on. I got another question for you guys. And this again going back to the waxing thing, right? So obviously it's 2021, everything's about like equality and positivity, people feeling positive about their bodies and stuff like that. So I'm sure you guys have not heard, but I'm sure you guys like know like there are women who like feel as though shaving of like the body hair and waxing of the body hair and all that stuff is like a societal thing that men have pushed on them. If you guys were dating someone or like were with someone and she decided, fuck it, I'm not shaving anymore, would you guys be cool with that?
I'm 100% cool with that.
Yeah, I've slept with
I
women.
actually think that's awesome when women do that. I think that's like super important.
I've
just in
definitely done that. Yeah, and it's like I don't care, and whatever. Like that's just like a personal preference. Like it doesn't-
No.
Yeah, whatever.
I think that's important just in terms of like the whole self-image. Like I think women deal with that a lot more than
Yeah,
men.
100%. Yeah.
And just to be able to do that, I think is attractive in that sense. Is just like
Also, pubic hair is like really important to the vagina, just on a biological level.
Oh no, hold on.
Are
Sorry.
we talking
I'm not,
about?
I'm not.
oh, yeah.
I'm not
Are we talking about
talking- I'm not
armpit
talking about
hair,
that.
or are we talking about?
I'm talking
I'm talking about
all
all
of
of it. I'm talking
talking about
about
like
All
leg
right,
hair,
maybe
armpit
not
hair,
legs,
arm
maybe not
hair,
legs
all
or
of that.
beard.
That's what I'm talking about.
Everything else.
Yeah, I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about genitalia. I'm talking
yeah,
about
no,
like
I'm talking
legs
about-
and all that stuff.
just using it as an example. I'm thinking there are biological advantages for hair growing in those areas.
Oh yeah.
And I
Yeah.
think that from what I've heard, it's been two-pronged. It's been both like a refusing societal pressures and also understanding that this is like beneficial to me as an individual have been the reasons why people have chosen to like keep armpit hair and things like that.
Interesting.
Someone's got to be toxic. Who's going to be the person who's going to be like, nah, fuck.
I just feel like I just feel like at the end of the day, it comes down to like whatever. Like if a girl wants to do that, that's fine. But a guy has every right to be like, oh, that doesn't.
Why does he have
I'm
every
not
right for
attracted.
that though?
Because you can. Everyone
Well,
has
yeah,
the.
listen,
Everyone
yeah.
has the right to feel how they want. Just like the girl, if I don't wear deodorant and I stink, she has every right to be like, oh, I don't want to be with you. You stink. You don't want to wear deodorant.
Yeah.
Stinky
Or
ears.
or if she wants him to, be hairless and he's like, no.
Yeah,
it's like the same thing.
I don't want to shave. I like my.
Yeah.
So how do you have that conversation?
with like a
Sign
with,
language.
with
You try your
maturity in the arena with
You try your
maturity.
best.
In the arena with maturity.
In
Yeah,
the arena
Scenario.
with maturity.
One scenario.
wait,
Scenario for Kobe is home, beautiful, bad, love her, sexy, go on the date, having a great date, conversation flowing, end up back at your apartment playing a little bit of FIFA. She destroys you. You're feeling hurt.
Unlikely.
Yeah,
Okay,
I'm just
continue.
scenario.
It's
She
definitely
destroys you, but that's a vibe for you. That makes you even more turned on.
Perfect.
Clothes are coming off, making out, pull the dress up, braided, all under her armpits, just full on cornrows. What do you go? Are you being like,
and down below too.
Whoa,
Exactly,
wait.
exactly.
Is this like a one-time thing, or am I like falling in love with this girl?
You've already fallen in love. You're like,
Like
wow.
this is like,
You
wow,
just
this is my long
you
time.
shopped on Jared's.com. You bought the ring already. It's on its way. One day.
yeah,
shipping.
you pretended to be in the bathroom to pee, but in reality, you were getting the engagement ring set up. You called
You
her.
were practicing. You went on your knee. You were like, "Will you?" You just kept practicing.
I did.
This is the one.
Then I think I could live with it. But I think that I would have a conversation and come to a happy medium if she wants to do that. I mean, braiding it seems a little intense. We could probably come to like some.
All right, so this is what I'm gonna turn on you. So you like it, I guess, less
Hey,
hairless,
wait.
less
Just-
hairless down there, right? Like no hair.
Me?
Is that what you're saying?
No, I don't care about hair. But I'm talking about armpit hair. I mean, if your
Oh.
armpit hair is long enough to be braided, then I think that we can have a discussion about it.
Are you
That's
jealous
just-
because it's longer than your beard, or why would you not accept it?
Oh, absolutely. First off, yes, I'm not a hairy person. So if she has braided armpit hair, she's already hairier than me. So, yeah, there's definitely some of my own issues going into that conversation.
projecting.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love that this has just turned into a gun party. Everyone's
But-
just
but
like
can-
gunning each other.
But can we please go back to the fact that Bad Baby made $1 million in 6
Yeah,
hours?
no, I
Dude, I
Fuck yeah.
literally would. Dude, now
Wait,
Is
Did
there
you-
is
would you
there a
guys
guy
hear
on
him?
one?
first up,
whatever?
hold on. The moment I
Yeah,
said bad
you have
baby,
a-
he literally,
yeah.
Todd literally, no, Kobe literally went, I want to be a hooker so bad.
I want to be a hooker
He literally said that.
so
Bro,
bad.
I've
dude.
been trying to start a
If-
couples OnlyFans for years now.
If you are
Genuinely.
if you are a girl in this society, you have so many avenues because of the amount of creepy men in the world. It's insane.
But I'm
I've
sure
seen-
there's creepy women too. No, not enough.
Not
for me to
enough.
make a
Not
million?
enough. Not enough to us to become million. There's this.
You're not
girl-
making $1 million in 6 hours, but there are dudes
Yeah, of
who
course,
have
of
made.
course.
If I
course,
wear
there's-
okay, say I'm a celebrity, I wear large hoodies and hide my skin for my whole career. Then I'm like on this one day, I'm gonna reveal my body. You don't think I'd make $1 million?
I don't know. I mean, Chris Brown has.
If
a
Billie Eilish was just. Yeah,
Chris-
if Billie Eilish started an OnlyFans, she would probably make a quick milli in
And my
3
thing
hours.
is,
Oh,
my
yeah.
thing is,
7
easily.
million. What do you mean?
my thing is Bad Baby even showing like nudity? Like they don't even have.
I don't know.
There's girls
I
Doesn't
didn't
that
matter.
see it. It
Yeah,
doesn't
there's-
matter. People are just signing up.
exactly. So they're basically just signing up to look at an Instagram page. It's like,
Yeah.
dude, wear
Basically.
it. I want to be a hooker, dude. I'll sell anything. I'll give you anything you want. You can look at my feet, my toes, whatever you need, dude. Give me some money. $1 million in 6
Sex
hours.
work isn't easy, though. Sex work is not.
Oh
easy.
no, it's not. It's not easy for
And
the,
people
for
like
the
Bad
majority
Baby
of
really
people.
fucked it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For other
For the
people, yeah.
majority,
They
for the
really
majority.
fucked it up. Yeah.
But for the minority who is Bad Baby, yes, I want
Wait,
to be.
but genuinely, where? How do you tax that? What is that money considered?
It gets taxed.
It's
how?
the same thing as income tax. It's income tax.
It's just, but it's just. Is that a business? Is that her business? Is
Yeah, it's a
that-
business,
is that-
yeah.
Of course. Yeah.
Wow.
It's their own business,
It's
basically,
her
right?
LLC.
It's
yeah.
just done through a
I know it gets
platform.
taxed. That's all I know.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Unless she lives in unless her company's based in like fucking Florida or
Nevada,
Texas or some
right?
shit. Yeah.
Isn't it?
And
Isn't
it's not
just
taxed?
Nevada? No, prostitution's just legal. It doesn't mean they don't tax.
No, but like state income tax, I think that's why
Yeah.
all the NBA players want to go to Houston and get those like $200 million deals.
Yeah.
All right, a little more on wax. If you had a wax dummy was made of you, looks exactly like you, what would you do with it? How would you use that to your advantage?
I'd lick it every day,
You'd lick
Why not
it
use
every
to my
day.
advantage?
every single.
I would plant that
Why?
shit in my seat at work and just leave and just let that shit just be like
Just
stagnant.
never move. Get none of your work done.
Never move.
Lionel Messi wants to get fired.
Hopefully, I'm fired by the time they hear this. Yeah, you guys, it's actually very hard to get fired. You got to be courageous. Getting fired is you got to be courageous.
No, you could do it. You could do it.
I don't know, bro. It's a task.
If you just went in on your normal hours, you would get fired. So just do that. Just go to work when you're legally supposed to be there.
No, go home at 5:00.
You're not working hard enough.
Wait, 5 what? That's a
Just
thing.
do normal business hours.
That's a thing. Yeah, that takes courage though. When there's like this standard to deprive yourself and lose at least 4 ounces of hair a day, it's fucking.
I think the reality is it's not hard to lose the job. I think it's harder to find another one. That's the real issue. I think if you had another job lined up, you would easily find a way to get fired from your
I
current
disagree.
Easily.
Oh no, absolutely. If I had an opportunity that I thought I liked or even was just better, like I would absolutely.
Well,
I would just quit. Why even get fired? What?
Because it's way more fun to get fired.
First off, you can get unemployment benefits if you get fired. If you quit, then you don't get anything. But also, Wendy's might be a better option for you right now. I mean, you literally work 350 hours a week.
I wouldn't have to pay for food. That'd save me a couple dollars.
You could find a job.
Unemployment. Go in there easily, bro. Just go jack off on stand up on whatever.
Because then you're gonna have to pay for lawyers and shit.
These guys are.
I have a dream that one day I will be fired from my job.
Bro. That's the transition.
Dreams.
I have a dream. I have a
Dreams.
Just came back.
Y'all,
That one.
dreams. Anybody have some interesting dreams recently?
Okay, I'll tell you a dream. I've had this dream reoccurring since I was a little kid.
Genuinely?
I swear to God.
Okay.
And I haven't had it in probably a few years, but there was every year, like right around my birthday, I would have a dream that I would have the Powerpuff Girls come over to my house and just celebrate my birthday with me and just give me a bunch of little kisses. And no, they were all of age.
And you were 18 and they were younger. Interesting. You were.
Nah,
you're in the rink. You're in the rink, and we're watching you in that rink right now.
But for some reason, I was attracted to the Powerpuff Girls when I was a young lad, and
Really?
yeah.
No, that's not
Wait,
surprising.
which one was your favorite one?
Absolutely.
Bubbles.
Or just like all of them?
Bubbles.
Really?
I was into the depressed. What's the depressed one? The green
Buttercup.
one.
Buttercup was my girl. Buttercup was awesome.
Blossom
was
was
way
redheads.
too happy for me.
Never into redheads.
She was just way too happy. I was like,
Well, everyone knew that Blossom was like anal as fuck and would be annoying. You'd be like,
Yeah,
shut up, dude. Leave
Yeah,
him.
Blossom was way too. She was just way too happy. I was like, I don't buy it. But something up.
But I was definitely into Bubbles and Mojo Jojo. He showed up sometimes. I don't know what that
What do you
was.
think it means though?
Yeah, wait, that
meaning of
still
your-
happens. You're not just flexing for the camera like that. Shit
No,
happened
no,
last week.
No. I said it hasn't happened in a few years, but I normally have that dream around my birthday almost every year.
Wow.
do you think
Powerpuff
that means?
Girls.
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah.
get deep into it. What
So
do
you want
think
a
that
threesome?
means?
Wait, say that
A
again. Say
foursome.
that again, son.
Foursome. He wants a foursome. With bestiality involved because Mojo Jojo shows up as well.
No. First up.
Are you in that rink? I'm on the stand all the way up here, bro. I'm watching from afar. Actually, bestiality? Really?
No.
Really?
Nothing
Wait.
about the monkey watch.
But genuinely, let's go into. Do we think that means anything? Do we think dreams are undervalued? Do we think dreams are like relevant to our life and we should kind of assess them? And
It depends. Are we speaking about like dreams in which we have while we're sleeping? Or are we talking about dreams that we have for ourselves? Just
sleeping dreams. So unconscious sleeping dreams. Do we think
well, it's
those
not
hold
your
value?
unconscious, your subconscious.
Subconscious
So,
dreams.
yeah.
Or when I'm not conscious, right? When I'm sleeping I'm not conscious, right?
You aren't conscious, but your subconscious is still active.
Right, that's always active. But I'm unconscious.
Yeah.
So do we think that do we think those dreams are important? Like why have dreams if we're I feel like I was never told to like listen to my dreams. Like or interpret the dreams, right? Like we
Well,
kind of just have dreams.
do you remember a lot of your dreams though, or no?
Not thus recently. I used to when I was younger. I struggle to have dreams now though. Is that like a? That's definitely like an indicator of health though too. Like how much stress you have in your life and stuff like that. I
Yeah.
definitely dream more when I'm more relaxed and stuff like that.
I
But
think
beyond that, like the
dreams have to
story.
happen time, right?
Say
Say
that
it
one more
again?
time.
Dreams only happen when you like reach REM sleep.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
something like
So
that.
if you're not getting quality sleep and you aren't having the ability to
Wait. Is that actually true? Because I dream sometimes, wake up, and then can like continue the dream. Like I can like
that's lucid dreaming. That's
I
lucid.
can
Yeah.
no, but I can
Oh,
like,
like
be,
you physically wake up.
yeah, like I could be in a dream, and then like wake up, like drink some water, be like I want to finish that dream, and then go
Well,
back and finish the
is it-
dream immediately.
Isn't that just like your imagination?
Yeah, that
I guess it could be, but I'm asleep. I go back to sleep
Oh,
and
you
I
mean like you
finish
go
the
back
dream.
to sleep and
Yeah.
you finish the dream?
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
All right, so I've done
Damn,
that
what kind of
before.
dreams are you having?
Yeah,
That's
I've
That's
done that.
impressive, bro. You probably have psychic powers or some shit. You could
For
probably
real.
move water. You should try that shit.
You've not,
Oh,
you guys
yeah,
never
I-
done that?
He's out
I've
here
done that, but
causing
not like
dreams?
immediately. I haven't been like, yo,
That's
I wake up,
crazy.
go get a bottle of water.
Or
like, time to
back
get
into it, back into
dream.
it. I need a
Yeah.
warm up dream before I get back into
Yeah,
my dream. or
exactly.
something
Yeah,
like
I don't just hop right back
Ah.
into the
that. Where
fucking
you
mix.
just zoop.
Like I've always I wake up with before the end of the dream, and I'm like, oh, I need to see how this ends, and then I'm like, I'm going back to bed.
Interesting.
But they also, what's crazy? They also say that dreams, no matter how long they seem like to last while you're asleep, they're only like 5 or 10 seconds long, like in like actual time. But they're just happening. It's just so it's like so condensed.
Yeah, whenever I dream, I feel like I feel like I'm going on like a long journey, like a long
Yeah.
winding journey, and then
I live like a lifetime in my dream, dude.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Some dreams that I really hate though are the ones where I feel like something bad's about to happen, like I'm falling, and then I wake up thinking I'm actually falling, and it's like, nah, like you're just lying in your bed, like it's cool.
Have
Like,
you
why are
ever
freaking out
woken
from
up
it?
and just not like you've been in that deep of a sleep that you woken up and you just don't know where you are, but you like you're in a
Yes.
comfortable setting?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, I have.
scary. Just reorienting yourself is
Yeah.
the scariest feeling ever.
Yeah.
Have you ever woken up and then not been able to get out of your bed and felt like you were being held down in your bed by something?
I've heard a story. I've never.
No.
That's
Like, been
lucid dreaming, no?
immobilized?
That's lucid dreaming.
I'm
like-
not like above my body walking around the room, but I've literally like not been able to move when I wake up and like just be there
Really?
like in bed, just
I'm good.
completely frozen.
I'm
And
okay.
Like,
was-
is that like, was that like scary, or were you just like, what's
well,
going on?
yeah,
or-
yeah, it was scary. But I've literally just been. I wake up and then like I can't move any of my body, and like it feels so like hard to like get up. Like my chest is being pushed into the bed, and then eventually over time it like loosens up. But I don't know what it is. If it's like a physical thing, or like a mental thing. But yeah, there's something about that. Is
Someone
definitely
sneaking
terrifying.
into your bed and fucking with you constantly.
You think? You think a ghost is just like a weighted blanket ghost is just fucking chilling on you?
That's crazy. I've experienced the feeling of like not being able to get up, but like, and the point where I'm like in the process of waking up from a dream. So like in those like very first like milliseconds when I wake up, I'm like, oh shit. But like not to a point where like I open my eyes, I look around, and I'm like, my body can't move. What's wrong? Like that's never fucking happened to me. That's insane. But a common dream that I have had like for as long as I remember is I'm in a city and there's no one around, and I'm walking through the city looking for someone on some like I Am Legend type shit, and then I see one person, and that one person screams at me, and then just a group of people like come out of nowhere.
That's
and I
gotta
start
have
running.
meaning. That's gotta
I
have
start
meaning.
running from it.
There's
That
gotta
is
be
that
something.
is I Am Legend. That
No. So I run to the edge of the city, and I have an entire city chasing me, and then I get to the edge of a cliff, and at that cliff, I'm looking at the entire city like screaming at me, and I'm looking at it and being like, "There's nowhere left for me to go." And at some points, I wake up there, and other points, I wake up with them pushing me off of the cliff and me falling. But I never ever hit the ground. I've never ever nothing's ever happened after that.
Wait, have you guys heard that like if you like do you think it's true like if you like die in a dream, like you die in real life? Have you guys heard that?
I don't want to.
I've heard of that, but I've never that's crazy because like you said, Hassan, you've never hit the ground. I've never actually like fully been
witnessed the full
killed
thing.
or like actually like whenever the bad thing's about to happen,
I wake
I
up.
always wake up like immediately like. And there's been a lot of times where I'm in some dark ass shit, and then all of a sudden I'm just like, oh, it's not real. Like I've woken up many times where like, oh my god, it's
Thank
not
God.
real.
Yeah, like, thank God
oh
it's
my
not
god,
real.
oh my god.
Yeah.
So do we think that if you come from the perspective that there's multiple dimensions and like there's a you in happening at all times in a different world, a different place, making decisions that you don't make, like there's a you in every aspect of do we think dreams are a real thing and you're just kind of like you're actually living through that?
Are you saying like my dream is me getting
really
a look at someone, another version of me in another dimension? Like I'm looking at the world through their eyes.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Ooh,
that would be cool. But then why does that version of me constantly always end up almost dying? You know? Like, why does he keep reliving that same moment?
Yeah.
Is he trying to communicate something with me? To like tell me something I'm not picking up on?
Maybe. I don't fucking know.
I always think about that. Because like I really do I have that dream often enough where I like can see it right now in my head very clearly and very vividly. And
Can we try to break it down and you be super vulnerable and we see what that means?
I mean, you can try, but like I don't know. I've never seen value in it, but yeah.
What are your fears currently?
Failing. That would be a big one. I think that's the biggest one. It's just like failing, not seeing through the things that I like want to see through.
What are these people screaming at you? Anything specifically, or is it just like nothing? Is it just like or like they saying something?
So there's two instances. There's ones where it looks like people are screaming and there's no sounds coming out. It's just like it's like almost watching a movie on mute. And there are also times where it's like fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. And those are like the two different instances that I've experienced. It's one or the other.
Do you have pressures in your life from outside people that may be like some like a silent pressure? Maybe that those people that are screaming to you but you can't hear them, you feel pressure from things that are not actually being vocalized to you in real life? But
That's a valuable one, yeah. But that's something that I talk about often in the sense of like, I don't know if those silent pressures are actually silent pressures from individuals, or is it just me projecting my need for them to be pushing me to get to wherever I need. Like I feel like I might be projecting that onto other people.
Do the people have faces or are they faceless?
Yeah, no, they have faces. They're not people that I know. I've never seen or met any of these people. It's not like I know these people, but it's like.
But there is like identifiable features.
Yeah, 100%.
Do you suffer from more fear being in like an imposter, like having imposter syndrome, just like thinking you don't belong somewhere where you are, like having people not accredit you for the work you've done or whatever?
I think what you're kind of like, I have like survivor's guilt in the sense of like I sometimes think about where I am and I feel bad that I haven't helped more people to get to where I am, and then I also look at where I am and the people around me and how they don't represent the people that I like care most about. So like I don't feel comfortable in either setting because like I'm no longer in a place where the people that I used to like the people who used to be close to me, I can connect with them because I've moved on past that point, but I also don't feel completely comfortable in this new setting because it's like I still feel like
that's super interesting. I don't think that has anything to do with the dream, but that's dope as fuck that you realize that.
Yeah, and I don't know. That's something that I think lots of people deal with. I know that's something that my father deals with. It's something that I deal with, whether we acknowledge it or not. But yeah, I don't know if that has anything to do with the dream, but more to what you're speaking to, yes, that is something that I do deal with.
That's awesome. Thank you
How do you
for
think you would
coming on.
react if you saw someone in real life who was in your dream, like one of those like identifiable faces? Like, what do you think you would do if you were just like walking down the street and you saw someone and you're just like, holy shit, that's one of the people from my dream?
Um,
Like, would you try to talk to them, or would you be like
Probably
worried?
not, truthfully. Probably.
Bro, I would shit myself. Are you kidding me, dude? Are you kidding me? Dude?
Yeah, I'd bring baby
I'd be
wipes.
so scared if someone from my dream that I didn't know just showed up in my real life.
Especially because of like
Holy
how the
shit.
dream plays out. Like I make contact with said person, and that person immediately looks at me and just like starts bugging the fuck out. I'm not sure I'd want to take the chance.
Oh my god, fuck that shit.
Dude, that would make me believe in fucking demons, yo.
Dude,
Yeah,
Jesus.
but yeah,
Imagine being on. Imagine really feeling like you're awake and that shit happens. Like you're really sleeping, but just like LSD or something. Being on LSD and like that shit happens to you.
Like DMT.
Goodbye.
Where they say like you live like a whole fucking life in like 10 minutes. Like you grow up, you have kids, you die, and then it's only lasts like 10 minutes, and you just feel like you live an entire lifetime.
what's
That
the
shit.
use? What's the use? We always say that there's benefits to it, but like, what do you guys view as the benefit of doing that?
Of what?
Benefit of what?
I've never done
Of living-
DMT.
No, I know, but like you know enough about it to know that people do it with the idea that it's supposed to help them deal with like traumas, or it's supposed to help them deal with certain things that they can't deal with on their own. Do you guys agree with that? Like, how do you?
No.
What are your feelings about DMT and maybe just like psychedelics in general?
Well, I don't have much experience with drugs, and I've never been attracted to doing drugs, but I can see the appeal, and like I feel like they can be used in a therapeutic way. I mean, a lot of drugs are demonized. I think even by myself, I've demonized drugs like for a long time in my life, and as I've grown older, I've opened up myself to being more like looking at it from like a more adult picture rather than just like what you're taught in school, like drugs are bad, don't do drugs. But I don't know. I think drugs are because so many of them are easily abused and can affect your life at like a scale that's almost irreversible. So it's like similar to like sex education, like teaching younger people how to like properly respect the power of drugs and understand that they can ruin your life, but they could also be used as some form of therapy to help aid your life or help aid the way your mind works or the way you think about things. I think that's more where I lean towards now as I get
I'm
older.
glad you went there. Just the idea that I think like drugs used in proper dosage, just like any pharmaceutical you use, like I think psychedelics, DMT, all have a benefit in that manner. It's just like kind of regulating and finding what's right for you. But I think the DMT thing goes back to like the dreams. I feel like DMT is just like a deeper dream state almost, right? And I think there are messages that people have gotten out of that are useful and applicable for their life, and like
but to that point, I also don't think it's 100% necessary. Like they might be useful and applicable, but it doesn't mean that it's like a necessary thing for you to actually like achieve those same thoughts and ideas.
I think it. Yeah, no, absolutely, definitely not necessarily. I think it shortens that process though, for sure. Like I think it clears the water or puts your barriers down and allows you to show you how you're getting in your own way.
I think it's important to note though that like it doesn't change who you are as an individual. So if you're someone who can't open up even like without drugs, I don't think that, and I don't know, this could be not true for everyone, but like I don't think that it will change that necessarily within you. Like you may recognize that you put up those barriers, but I don't think it'll actually help you to knock them down. Like I think that hard work is still on you no matter what.
But some of that hard work is just realizing that in general. I
Yeah.
agree. It's not going to cure your depression or your mentality or whatever, but it's going to allow you to recognize, how, say, your mind is being destructive in that manner, or like it allows you to see those patterns and brings clarity to that. And sometimes that could be super, super hard to kind of see. But yeah,
Yeah, and that also you can like it opens up your brain to like exploring those different ideas. Like normally people think about things like that about the way they look at the world. Very like very very infrequently do people try to think from other people's perspectives or other ways of looking at things. So like if you feel a certain way about how you're dealing with something, it's very unlikely that you're gonna try a different way to perceive it or look at that situation, and you're gonna feel like, oh, this is I'm doing all I can on my end. And if you have an experience where like, oh, maybe I should look at it from this way, and DMT or a drug helps you like open your mind up to something different or a different way to look at a situation or at yourself, then I think that like you said will just shorten the road to that process.
back to
Cool.
your point, Todd. I think you're actually absolutely right in just the manner that I don't think DMT is actually necessary at all. I think the reason DMT has been super uh, effective in that manner of like self healing, and it's used in, or let's say psychedelics is used in like that self healing process, is because of the story behind it. Like, I think if someone only heard there was bad experience come from psychedelics, people wouldn't have those.
Influence their experience. Yeah.
People wouldn't have those soul break. So it's almost like they take the psychedelics because they've heard it opens you up. So it's like this psychedelic is giving me permission to open up, when in reality you could give yourself permission any day to open up. But so I think
Yeah.
there's a lot of belief in that too.
It's like a placebo effect.
Yeah, 100%.
AKA melatonin.
So AK produced a whole record on fucking
Oh my god! Speaking of
melatonin.
fucking dreams, bro, dude, we were at my house, and all of a sudden we
We'll,
just
ca-
hear
we'll call him
fuck-
R2D2. We'll call him R2D2.
we hear a fucking beat blasting upstairs. Everyone's downstairs. My brother had melatonin. He's like, "Oh, I'm asleep." His girlfriend put him to bed, and all of a sudden we just hear a beat blasting upstairs. I'm like, "Yo, what a dick, dude." He just like sent his girlfriend home and then just started making music, like acted like he was all tired. And then all of a sudden my aunt hears him come to the top of the stairs. He's like, "I fucking got it, bro." Like he like made like a breakthrough on the song that he was working on. We tell him about it the next morning.
No recollection.
No recollection, dude. And I legitimately he was either fucking doing some crazy shit in his dreams where the melatonin like made him like sleep produce, or there's a fucking ghost in my house. One of the
Oh
two,
my
because
God.
there was like 10 people and we all heard the music blasting upstairs,
Yeah.
and he was the only one up there. So I don't know what it was, but it was either way. I'm fucking not happy with whatever happened.
Dude, the melatonin breakthrough
That
might be the
melatonin.
key. Might be the key to the crouton. You might have to take
I
more.
might just have to drop a little
Drop a little tonin. You need
melatonin,
the tonin.
a little tonin. Okay,
Well, tonin.
sniff a little tonin. I got it. What the fuck was our third topic though?
Wait, no, hold on. You, Killmonger, do you have any other? Do you have any reoccurring dreams?
It's not that I have recurring dreams. It's just I keep having dreams where I'm dreaming about like my life, but it's like things that are going on. It's like I'm like in like my current setting, like in my current job, like doing like mundane ass things, and it almost seems so real. And then I'll wake up and I'll be like, I'll question whether that thing actually happened or not, and I'm like, no, that was just a dream. Like, why did I think
Wow.
that thing was real? But like, I've been having a lot of dreams like that lately. I don't know why or why that is.
What's your interpretation?
Well, I mean, I don't think I'm stressed because I'm getting my REM sleep and I'm dreaming, so I don't think it's that. So I don't know. Like, I really don't know, because it's not like anything like crazy is happening or anything like that. It's just like really, really just like normal stuff is happening. Like I don't know, and it's not even like
How
I'm
do you
even
feel
dreaming of
about the
like.
dream when you wake up, though? Like, so everything's normal, everything's like, right? But are you? How do you feel about that? Like, I guess the monotony in the dream or whatever.
I wake up and I'm like, huh, that's weird, and then I just go back to doing like go on with my day. Like it's like it's like I don't have like any strong emotional attachment or strong emotional reaction to those dreams. It's
Right.
just I'm just like more confused because I've never really had dreams like that where I'm dreaming about real life situations. You know what I mean? But it's not again, it's not like anything that's like it's not like I'm dreaming about like the past or the future. It's just like I wake up, I'm just like, why did I dream about something that seems so real and something that's like that could have happened, right? Like something that
Right.
could happen
I see what you're
tomorrow. You
saying.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it just seems like so vivid. Like if I didn't know if I didn't know that it was a dream, like for example, like if if I didn't realize I had just woken up, I would have just thought it was part of my memory. I would have just thought it was something that had happened in my life. Like something that had happened like the day before or like
So
the week
your
before.
your dreams are more like conflict resolution. You're thinking like in the ones that you're having currently, it's like a possible thing that you're doing that you'll have to do tomorrow. You're addressing it in your mind the day before.
But it's not even like a task though, like a specific task. It's just like how to like just to get off like just an example. Like imagine like it's like, oh okay, I have to go shopping tomorrow, or like go to like the grocery store. Like I could have a dream about me going to the grocery store, getting the stuff that I needed, maybe interacting with like the cashier, and then coming back home.
Yeah, but that's
And
you.
then I'll wake up and that's it.
But that's you already preparing for what tomorrow will bring. Like that means you're walking down the aisles, you're looking at the things, and you're going to these actual places, right? The next day.
Well, well, in these dreams, it's mostly been at work, so it's not. So I guess so, yeah. Like, like I'm going to that place like the next day or whatever. But I don't know. Like, I don't know. Like, I mean, maybe you could be right. Maybe it's like I'm just like, like
Because
just
that's
like
like that's
visualizing like
yeah,
things that could happen in the future and preparing myself for it.
right.
But normally, like when you visualize stuff, like you actively do that, right? Like I've never heard, or even I've never like I don't know. It seems kind of weird that I'd be doing that in the dream because I'm not like it's like I'm controlling the dream. You know what I mean? Like I'm just like you're just sleeping, and then next thing you know, like your dream, and then you wake up, and it's like, oh, that dream happened. Like I'm not controlling anything, but it seems so real. Like I was making active decisions in that dream. You know what I mean? Like I know like you can like lucid dream and stuff like that and like control dreams and stuff, but I'm not doing that. Like I'm not aware of it. It's not like I'm, like
You're
I'm awake, but like I'm making decisions. Like I'm just sleeping and then I wake up, I feel rested and I'm like, all right, cool. Like let me go with my life. But like I remember that I dreamt about work or I dreamt about an interaction with somebody. You know what I mean?
it's
Like
like
somebody that either I've talked
Scary
to or I'm
plot,
going to talk
scary
to.
movie theme. Like that dream becomes so real, you don't even know the difference between real life and that
Yeah, like
dream.
that's the thing that's
it's one of
more
my favorite plots
not
from
concerning, but more like puzzling to me. Because again, like I've never really had that before. Like I've had dreams and like different types of dreams, but like that's something that like I've never really like experienced before, and I don't know like if like you're saying, if it's like I'm like I said like visualizing and like preparing for something, or if it's more like I'm like getting like confused between like reality and my dream world. Like I don't know.
We'll
I
it's
see.
really
it
don't know.
We'll
it's
see.
almost like you're simulating life. Like
Yeah,
that's
kinda. Yeah,
yeah.
kinda. Yeah.
But like
We'll see you tomorrow, Kofa, when you wake up and we'll do the podcast.
Oh
no,
my god, bro.
one of my favorite movies is about a dude who is getting ready to like poison the world because he thinks that he's in purgatory. And the only way to get out of purgatory is to kill himself and everyone else that's on purgatory. Like he's doing everyone a favor because everyone's stuck on this middle plane. And in order to get off the middle plane, we all have to die. And so he ends up trying to kill everyone. They end up stopping him. He runs in the person that he's in love with, and she's the one who ends up killing him. and it's only then that he recognizes that like he's not actually in a dream, but like this is actual reality, and he's been living what he thought was a dream or purgatory is actual real life. And I am so scared of that, but it's like it's the way that it's done is really really beautiful, and I would be like, you guys should all watch it.
Wait,
But
what
like
movie is that?
Infinity War, Avengers Infinity War.
That shit was confusing, but I teared up at the end. I cried, legitimate tears. Like Iron Man died, I'd fucking shed a tear.
Wow, spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert,
Watch
yeah,
it out
dude,
there.
what?
Word.
Nah, dude, if
I
you
said
haven't
guy
seen it,
fried. He smoked weed. Fried.
then-
It's legal.
No, what's the name of that movie is on?
It's My Little Pony.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I
No,
thought.
it's called it's the Cowboy Bebop. It's Cowboy Bebop the movie. I don't remember the exact name of it.
Oh, is it? Wait, is it really?
That's like an anime, right?
Yeah. But it's like it's an anime, but it's an anime with like really like serious like real life tonnage to it. Where I don't know how to describe it. Just you'd have to watch it. It's a good one.
That's fair. That's fair.
I'm lagging. I haven't said a dream, so I've been dreaming the last like 2 nights. And I went on a date with a chubby male, and I wasn't like I knew
Sorry,
I wasn't.
shouldn't laugh. I'm sorry.
That's all right. I knew I wasn't like attracted to the guy, but I still went on the date.
Are you thinking about when me and you used to hang out back in the day?
Passport. Kobe.
Passport Todd.
Passport Kobe. Throw it up for the screen right now. So they,
I don't have
they
my
know what's
passport.
going
It's
on.
in my bedroom. It's in my bedroom.
But no, like the way I've been having dreams is like I have insane little snippets of that. Like I had probably 3 other crazy weird dreams like that last night. But that was it. I think
Anything
I
to
used
do?
it. I used him. No, we didn't have sex.
Do you-
He
do you-
didn't, like,
do you-
I think I
Do you
used him
think
for
we should,
Chipotle.
like, Like try to like remember our dreams, just like for like a future episode.
Maybe.
Do we do like a dream diary?
I don't think I genuinely
Yeah, I
don't.
mean,
I don't
maybe
dream that
maybe
often.
not even to like that extent, but like if you wake up and you're like, oh, I had a dream, let me try to remember it. Because that's the thing, like I don't really like I'll wake up and I'll know I had a dream, but I'm not like, it's not like I try to like remember what the dream was about or like what I was doing. It's just like, all right, like, you know, I dreamt because that's what I'm supposed to do when I sleep, and like now it's time for me to like go
Maybe
about my day.
maybe that's how we get warmed up. Like we'll do like a dream segment in the beginning every time. Like, hey, did anyone have any?
Well, I don't know. Oh yeah.
But like,
cool.
if no one had a dream, like you don't have to. Obviously, don't force it. But like, maybe we could do just like
That'll
a quick.
force me to try to remember. I genuinely
Exactly.
don't dream often at all. Like at all.
I feel like if I dream and I don't remember it, I didn't dream anyway. Doesn't matter.
That's what I feel like, honestly. 'Cause I feel like we all dream. Just some of them we remember, some of them we don't. You know?
Yeah.
yeah.
I agree with that.
We got
So
to
do
talk
you
about.
think there's value in the ones that we do remember? Like, do you think we remember them for a reason, or it just like random bullshit?
I don't know.
I've already
mean-
I've already tried to see if I'm like I've thought of like being gay or whatever, but I don't think I am. So if that's what that dream's telling me, or I use people for dinner, that's the other. It's the other. Yeah, that might be true, and I'm gonna continue doing it.
Wait, how do you? Wait,
Not
how do
changing
you?
that.
How do you know that you're not gay?
I've tried to imagine scenery of like I might tickle my butthole with my pinky, and I'm like, I'm good, I'm okay.
Is that?
And then I
That's-
imagine
that-
Is
that
that what
I
being,
I
is that what
imagine
being
that.
gay is?
Well, like I'm not like I find other males attractive, but I'm not like it's beyond like I could just see that's a good looking human being, but it's not like
Right.
anything. I don't
Not
get
a
boners
sexual
when I
attraction.
see.
But do you
Yeah.
think you could fall in love with you know a guy? You know,
I'm in love
Assuming
with
that
it.
I'm not sexually attracted to a.
Yeah, like you could
I'm in
fall in
love
love
with
with the person.
I'm in love with everyone here.
There's
Yeah,
another
that's what I was about
there,
to say. I'm in love.
there's a comedian that says we fall in love with guys, but we have sex with girls.
That's
Basically-
true.
basically,
I feel like
like-
no, yeah, that's so true. It's like I feel like yeah, guys' relationships are like relationships to me are very similar. I think like there's a basis of like flirtation in all arenas, and then the difference between a female is just like are attracted to the female and you want to stick your
in a different way. Yeah.
But yeah, like in the emotionally, I feel like it's pretty similar, kind of.
I think that's accurate. I think
Yeah,
you can.
I'll be that different.
I think that's accurate. I think that's why, like, nowadays, I mean, gender and sexuality is literally so fluid and open to anything. Because
Is that a good thing? Is that a bad thing? Let's not get into that.
I don't think it's a bad thing. I think it should have been like that forever. I mean, who's to
I think
tell
sexuality
anybody?
has always been fluid. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it's always
sexuality
been
has been fluid since the dawn of time. It's just a matter of whether or not we've
society.
accepted it.
Yeah, society. How society
Yeah.
viewed it, the pressures of it. Because even back in the day when it wasn't accepted, it was still happening. It just wasn't. It was like very, very hidden.
Touche.
Well, when you say back in the day, what do you mean back in the day?
Talking Game of
Forever.
Thrones.
Literally forever. Like
Jesus.
cavemen.
No, I disagree with that. Like the height of the Roman Empire, they were out there just fucking each other all over the place. So
Yeah, but
that's
but it was
what we're
accepted.
saying.
Yeah, but it was
Sexuality-
accepted.
Yeah.
back.
yeah, but that's what I'm saying. When you say back in the day, like, what do you mean? Like,
That's
But I
what
mean,
he
it's
meant.
always. I'm saying it's always been the same, but it's just the way society views it is the
okay,
thing that
okay.
changes.
okay,
Like
I see
the
what
way
you mean.
what's acceptable is different, and like what the pressure of society is different depending on the
right.
time.
But what's happening is
Yeah.
always been the same. Yeah.
Um.
Sexual fluidity, man. I'm for it. Okay.
yeah,
Speaking of relationships, actually, I was talking to someone, and basically the context was that they were telling me that, like, oh, they have a good relationship with everybody, and I was like, you kind of don't. And that person was like, well, this person was like, all right, well, give me an instance of the, name me people that I don't have a good relationship
And the
with.
couple was
You
like
raise your
me.
hand.
The couple was like right here.
You mean
dude.
Killmonger?
I hate you.
So I start naming a list of people, right? Like that, like he's had like interactions with and stuff like that. And I don't know, like he kind of like mind fucked me, but basically he was like, oh, well, I have a good relationship with them, but like they don't have a good relationship with me. So at the end of the day, it's not on me, it's on them.
Impossible.
Does that make sense to you?
No.
Because basically,
That just
like,
goes
the
to
consensus
show how
was-
disconnected
That's not a relationship.
he is.
because I was thinking, because
Jeez.
basically like the consensus was like we don't think like relationships are, like they go both ways, right? Like they say the relationships are 50-50, right? So basically he was saying, well, my 50%, I'm doing my part, I'm good, but their 50%, they may have a problem with me, but
I see.
I'm not doing
Okay.
like whatever problem that they have with me, I'm not doing that thing out of vindictiveness or whatever. I'm doing it because like I care about them, and they took it the wrong way. So it's not about me, it's not about us having a bad relationship, it's about them misreading my my intentions. And I'm like,
Seems
all right,
like a
like,
very self-centered person.
Yeah, it sounds like playing the
yeah,
victim
and like
role
because like
real
you were
quick.
saying, I was like, all right, like you're kind of just like you're kind of like absolving yourself of any
Any problems or issues.
responsibility.
Yeah.
You're
like,
this
if-
bitch. They
if-
get
yeah,
mad. They get mad.
you-
Right.
If
Why
you
are
don't
you
think
mad
the
at
way
me?
if you don't think the way I think, then it's on you.
Right.
That's it.
That's exactly what he was saying, and I was just like, that makes no sense. Like,
So-
and like, don't get me wrong. Like, there are certain instances where I can kind of understand that, but like, if you go into every situation with that mindset, like, you never see you never take responsibility for how you treat other people. So at the end of the day, it's always like, oh, it's always that other person's fault, and that just seems like really like wrong, I guess. Like, I don't know.
man.
Like,
I've never been in a situation where someone has said something that I've been like, oh wow, that makes more sense than what I said. 9 times out of 10, I walk away from conversations being like, they're stupid and I'm the smart person.
Yeah, I agree. But I also think that it's important to like.
Genuinely,
I
I think that's why we're friends, to be honest. Like, I genuinely walk out every conversation.
Dumb.
I'm Bill
Dumb.
Nye. I'm Bill Nye.
Dumb. Well, I just
The
wasted
funny-
20 minutes.
I
The funny thing
genuinely
is-
want to say that so many times.
the funny thing is, we're all saying that to ourselves. We're like, oh, they're so dumb, so dumb. We all think we all think
We
the
all-
other person's
no, I
dumb.
think we have a level of respect for each other, but anything outside of like our circle, I honestly think that.
I mean, when Gabe was talking about being in the arena before, I was like, "Yo, this dude is so wrong." He's doing everything on my
You were
way.
just too afraid. I didn't respect that, by the way. That wasn't a respectful moment on my end. I lost some respect for you that very moment.
Oh my god.
But I think it's also important to define like relationships just in general. Like what do you like? How many
Okay.
how many people do you have? Like, do you consider like
Yeah, I'm
to be
afraid
in a
this is gonna get
relationship with?
cut. How long have
Wait,
we
what'd
been
you
going?
say?
I'm afraid this is gonna be cut.
We've
How
been
many
talking
people?
for a minute.
Yeah, but how many people do you think you consider you actually have a relationship with, like in the world? Like, I don't think I have like a list of fucking 50 people I have, or like
People
I
be
think
too frugal with that, or not frugal, like too accepting of what they consider a
they just have too
relationship.
many. Yeah, like what I
Yeah,
don't
like so,
think I
like
have too
so.
many deep relationships. That like acquaintances are different to me than like a relationship. Someone I could trust, someone that I feel like a mutual respect. Like this person seems like they're like defining relationship by someone they've talked to in their life.
I talked to him.
So here's the thing, because again, like this is all at work, right? So it's like one of my coworkers. He and I are pretty close. Like we're pretty chill with each other, and like there's been instances where not that he's had a problem with people at work, but like he'll say something and he's not saying it to me, but he'll say something to somebody else, and I'm sitting there and I'm just like, all right, like it's not directed at me, but I know if that shit was directed at me, I'd feel some type of way. And of course, that other person that's directed at, they feel some type of way and they may, walk away upset, or they may, respond with a little bit more aggression or something like that. But again, these are just like coworkers to him. It's not like, like he wouldn't say that to like someone he's really, really boys with or friendly with. Like again, like they're just coworkers. So that's why, like to me, when like so that's why, like, under my mind, it seems so weird that he was trying to make it seem as though he cared so much about these coworkers when at the end of the day they're just people that he works with, right? It's not like he's like plans to like have like a future relationship with them outside of work or anything
Yeah.
like that. It's just like, oh, we work with each other, that's it, right?
I
It's not like
think
he's like,
I
sorry,
think
go on.
in that scenario, his actions speak louder than words, in the sense of like you just said it, like that he wouldn't say things like that to you because you guys have a closer relationship than he may have with these other people that he may view as acquaintances, and the way that he treats you and he treats them is different. Although he's saying like, yo, like it's about how they take it and not necessarily about like how I'm saying it. You recognize there's a difference in the way he talks to you and there's a way that he talks to them, because there's a mutual level of respect, and he does have those different levels of relationships where it's like, I'm close with you, so I'm not going to be that, I'm not going to talk to you in that type of way, versus,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? So it's like,
or even if he talks to me in that way, he knows that I would call him out on it and would make him like see, like, like make it, like challenge him to see like what he was saying was wrong, instead of just lashing out in anger or whatever
Yeah,
it may be,
like
or
having
just like,
having a
yeah, you know what I mean?
conversation.
Yeah, we'd have a conversation about it then and there. It wouldn't just be like a, oh fuck you, or like you're an asshole and just like walk away type thing. You know what I mean?
Seems like you might actually have a relationship with him. Those other people don't.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
oh, I have
No,
something.
I think you guys should meet him though. He's a really cool guy. He's mad funny.
The
We're
second
gonna
you
have
come to New
more.
York, bring him with you.
If you come to
I
Zimbabwe,
mean,
let's go.
I mean, we're planning to come to New York soon.
Tokyo.
I just don't know when. Like he wanted to go see. Are there gardens in Brooklyn or something?
Botanical Gardens, Brooklyn. I mean, I don't know, but I think there's a botanical gardens in Brooklyn.
Yeah, like he
Who
wanted us to go to
cares?
the botanical gardens in Brooklyn, and I was like, oh,
That's
I
fine.
mean, like sure, I guess, why not?
No, it's actually really cool.
It's nice.
The Brooklyn's
Yeah.
right across the
It's
street from
nice.
there.
Especially now, dude, with the weather being all nice, it'll be super, super.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, like he's from New York, so it's
And
like,
we're speaking about gardens. Why don't we just transition that over?
No, don't do that, because I want to show you guys something. I've been harvesting something under my bed for so long that I really, really want to show you.
There it goes.
Is it a
Let's do
yogurt? Is it like a moldy yogurt?
Actually, I've been growing a little baby.
Marijuana plant.
Come on. Come. Don't be shy.
If it's an animal, dude, I'm gonna.
It's a cat.
well, Lionel Messi should know about this.
Yeah, he doesn't want to come out right now, but hopefully once we start talking about harvesting babies and body parts and things like that, he'll feel more comfortable and he'll.
Interesting.
What's the value of a heart to you guys? How much are you willing to pay for a heart? How much do you think a heart should be worth? A harvested heart off Lionel Messi?
Like a corpse, or like just like
Yeah,
like
Just
what do you
harvesting
mean?
a body. Just how much do you think a heart's worth on the black
and
market?
in what
Yeah. what's the
Arrested!
context?
That's my goal tonight, baby. How much you think a heart's worth?
Well, let me go ahead and look into the dark web real quick. I don't know, dude.
You know, you could buy
I
a
feel like, wait,
skeleton on the internet for like $5,000.
How much? A what?
Like you could buy a human skeleton for like $5,000.
On Amazon?
Like a real human skeleton.
Like a real human skeleton. There's
for sale.
Why would you want to buy that?
I don't know. Maybe you have a science lab and you want to do it.
What, the
Maybe
plastic
use it.
one isn't good enough? The
Maybe
like the
you
gangly
want-
one isn't
Maybe
good enough?
maybe you want the real deal, but you can literally buy human skeletons. They're like I've seen
Wow.
like websites where it's like
looking no.
literally like Indian man, 12 teeth remaining,
What?
$5,000.
What?
Are you on the darkest of webs?
Yeah. Are you? What are you like on Alibaba?
Whoa!
Okay.
My dude's on Ku Klux Klan.
Son, take that back.
I want to buy me an Indian man.
You should have joined the ring.
Oh.
You should have joined the ring.
This is what you get for not being in the ring. He's not joking. You can buy it for about $5,500, $5,800.
What?
So where?
Muscle.
Yo, wait. What website are you on right now?
Word.
No, I can't disclose that.
Yeah,
type of-
let's-
No. Just to let people know that other websites are available. But what website is this one?
Hypothetically speaking, it might be called theboneroom.com.
That sounds mad
That's
sus.
scary.
Yeah.
That sounds like that should be like
That's
a
frightening.
online cam room or something like that. That sounds weird.
I did say hypothetically. So let's say like you guys are in a scenario where your loved one is in a place where they need a lung transplant. You can't get you're on the list, but you're like number 750 and it's life or death.
Yes,
Open
absolutely.
Bro,
Are
this is
you-
what this is where we're going. I'm thinking about corn and fucking like eggplant and shit. We're
That's
going
what I'm
straight-
saying, man.
we're
That's
going
what
straight-
yo,
Backpack
you-
boys,
Right?
both
places.
Been out
Harvesting
of-
organs.
Backpack
Harvesting
boys.
organs.
Yeah, that's interesting. You went for the innocent. We know Todd has a genuinely good heart.
Yeah.
Not us.
Harvesting organs.
Not me.
So
How much are you willing to give up, right?
Ooh.
You don't have the means, right? And it's like I'll trade an arm, your right arm, for this lung. Are you willing to make that trade? Like
Oh,
how far are
yeah.
you willing to go?
Whoa, Kova, don't just jump. That's an arm right
Wait,
there.
say that one
All
more
right,
time.
let's understand the implications to
Wait,
that.
to save a loved one's life?
All right, but
I don't know if I'm giving up my arm.
Yeah, I'm not
Wait,
getting
but-
that.
hold on.
It depends
Wait,
on who the loved one is. It
how
depends.
old are they?
Yeah,
How
it
old
depends
are they?
who the loved one is,
How
how
old
old
are
they
they?
are, what's the circumstance. Is it like
Yeah,
my
how old are
sister?
they? How much?
Yeah, I'm gonna
longer
send
do
this
they
to
have
all your
live?
moms. I'm sending this to all of your mothers.
Love you, mama.
Adios.
If they're like 90, like the time's coming, so why waste my arm?
There was
You know
a-
what I mean?
So I
Like, they have
was it with Todd about the age thing? Like, do we let a child live, or do we kill a? Who do we kill? A child or
Gabe's
or-
wrong in this as well. He said you had the option between killing a baby or
I know the
killing
right
a grandma.
answers. I know the right answer is killing the
And Gabe
older
chose-
person.
Wait,
Gabe-
hold on. Why is it the right answer?
Well, no, right answer. I'll put in
No.
quotes. I'll put in
Gabe
quotes.
chose
I said-
baby.
I did. Yeah, to kill the baby. I feel
Yeah.
like an old person has wisdom, undervalued. They have wisdom and knowledge. They've lived life. Whereas
All
a
with
baby,
the
a
baby.
baby's essentially valueless.
But they can gain all that wisdom.
Whoa,
Oh,
Gabe, that's a life you're talking
Yeah,
about right there.
exactly,
Same with
right?
the older person.
Yes, but
So like I actually like this topic, this conversation, because I feel like society's taught us to always bet on the potential of the child instead of the certainty of what the older person, like the older person's wisdom or the older person's knowledge or skills that they've accrued over their lifetime.
Yeah.
And I wonder why that is, because like that potential could like not come to fruition. That kid could be a bust,
It
so
is.
to
It's a-
speak.
it's-
And then it's like,
it's a
all right,
bet.
so like that person with all the wisdom died for what? So this person can go and be.
yeah, but think about it. How many more years of wisdom does that person have? And also how much of that wisdom has already absorbed into the world as much as it possibly. It's not like most of the time, if we're talking about like an old person, I'm thinking of like an 85, 90-year-old man that like has already given his life to everything. Like he's already contributed however he's going to contribute in the world. And he's kind of just like, sitting in a hospital bed, like waiting to like, if we're talking about like a 45-year-old man.
Okay,
in his
well,
prime,
that's the context you're putting it in, though. Like you're like when you think of the old person, you're talking about someone who's in hospice. That's what you just
so
described.
yeah, but so what is an old, like what are we defining an old person as?
That's what I'm saying. Like the context matters there,
Yeah,
right? Like
absolutely.
what's the context?
And like
Todd's
what
like immobile, can't talk and actually spread the wisdom, fucking can't, has no teeth.
I mean, what do you consider old? Like, do you consider your parents old? Like, I don't consider my parents.
No, I don't consider my
I'm
parents
thinking
old.
like at least 70 is like a grand person, I guess. Like 70.
All right, so you're telling me
A grand person.
a 70-year-old grand wizard,
Grand Wizard Masterclass.
or we're talking, let's say, a 4-year-old.
No, newborn baby, dude. It's a
Newborn.
fresh,
Newborn
Actually,
baby.
fresh. Doesn't know how to
You're
spell
telling me-
anything.
Don't say it like that.
Nah,
Don't say it
he's
like
fresh.
that.
In what world are you
Bloody.
choosing the 70-year-old?
Yeah, why would you ever go 70?
Let's
So
say
what's
that the
point of the
baby,
though, in that point in
absolute-
time?
this is my exact example. Okay, so let's say the baby provides absolutely no value in his own society. The only thing he does is propagate. That's already made him way more valuable than the 70-year-old man.
Why?
Propagate.
Children.
Okay,
long as
so
that
what we
person
can
is
get
having
like
Yeah.
what?
Are we going by?
I can't do that.
A 70-year-old man?
No. I'm not
Actually, a
talking about
70-year-old
70-year-old
man can.
Why do I need either of them to
They
propagate
just
when I can
gotta-
just do that?
My thing is, if we're comparing, like, for example, the reason why you choose a person who's younger versus older when you have to choose people who live and die is not because of the potential that they provide to the society, but it's for the idea that they help society to continue to go onward.
So like, okay, so there's more people.
To the continuation of the species.
I'm
Basically.
not saying continue.
Value. Automatic value.
Right. Yes. Okay. But
Well, okay, but
I think there's a balance though. Like what?
When was the last time you had a talk with an older person and you were like, "Oh, you're smarter than me. Your ideas are completely up to date.
It's true.
You're thinking
no, I was thinking about that
perfectly-
too. All the
you're-
racist ass old people that looked at
everything that
that.
for real, like who you're like, yes, you fit in perfectly with this society that we're moving towards."
The last time I talked to
There
I
was
talked to
this
an older
fake-ass
person.
grandma I was talking to. Go ahead. What?
Probably a couple months ago.
and
I'm
you felt
talking to
like
people older than me.
I talk to people older than me all the time.
This
70
weekend.
plus. 70
yeah, 70.
plus.
I'm
Okay,
talking about
7.
80-year-old
We're talking 70 plus people.
Yeah, I'm talking about 80-year-olds that I had a
Okay,
conversation
that's okay. I'm putting the context.
All right,
I'm
I'm
not.
saying that's on us as a society. How we treat older people and how we value their fucking opinion and wisdom is on us as a society because we aren't taught to appreciate that. That has no relevance in the conversation.
American culture specifically.
Yep.
It's important to practice that. Because those are like your extended nuclear family is extremely important in Asian communities, and it's about
And in African communities as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I think actually anything that's non-Western or non-European, like, or you have more of a value in extended nuclear family for different.
No, Hassan, come on, call it like it is.
Okay, whites.
Yeah, there we go.
The whites.
The yikes.
Whites.
The yikes.
But no, you can't really say that because, like, even within Americanized second, third generation, you start to see that breaking up of the extended.
Yeah, that's true.
So, but
and I do have to just put a point out there that most of the time I have plenty of friends who have that whole hierarchy and they respect, they're supposed to respect the elders, and most of them hate the fact that they have to do that. They don't actually want to respect their elders, but they're only doing it because it's like built in the culture.
Fair.
Right,
but
I mean,
they
that a
don't
bad thing, though?
recognize the value until later on, which is
Yeah, but like that's what I'm saying. Is that a bad thing though? Like that, like just because they're forced, it doesn't mean it's a bad thing, does it?
Oh, that.
Yeah, so not necessarily. No, it's not. It's not a bad.
I just don't think you recognize the value in which you get from them until later on. The same way you don't value your parents' teachings until you get a little bit older. And
That's
you're
true.
like, oh shit, okay, I kind of get where you're coming from. But it's not to say that we're supposed to take everything they say for like what it is. Like it's you pick and choose the things that you wish to add to your own moral and ethic guidelines. It's more about listening than it is anything, and then choosing and recognizing that like, oh shit, like that is something that I do still feel and that is applicable to me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then you mold into your own.
I honestly think the most important time in someone's life is being a parent. Like that crosses the paths between all the wisdom you've learned from your elders or whatever, and then you're passing the information you've learned, and then you're passing that on to the new generation.
Wait, but hold up. But once you have a kid, aren't you always a parent? It's not
Yeah,
like
like
a
parenting.
lifelong.
Yeah,
So-
touche,
Right? That's like, isn't that like a lifelong thing?
touche.
Like your parents are still your parents. Right? Like your parents are still parenting you, even though
The
Yeah,
second
you are
become
no
a
longer-
parent.
there's a turn where you are taking care of your parents and your parents are no longer taking
Oh,
care
but
of
even
Yeah.
beyond that, I feel like after a certain point, I think like after like no.
Like when does the effectiveness of your parenting actually end?
That's what I'm saying. I'm not necessarily speaking to like physically taking care of your parents. I'm saying like they're like you are teaching your parents at a certain point. Like they're no longer passing on necessarily wisdom to you, but you're actually helping them to navigate the newest version of the world that they are no longer
Yeah.
actively participating in.
Yeah, I agree.
But
So no, yes, absolutely, I would have a heart harvested for my loved ones. Is that where?
so you're chopping your arm off.
No, are you crazy?
Sergey goes, yo, I need an arm for a heart. You don't have $500,000.
Oh, why? What?
Why
don't you just go
black market on body parts, bro? Of course he needs something of value.
Why is
500K?
it-
I'll just
why
go
is his
chop
name
someone's.
Sergey? Where is he from?
Sergey?
Why is he from Eastern Europe?
Nah,
What is
he's whoa,
That's an assumption. That's a
bro.
big
You're
assumption.
Oh, is it?
crazy.
Is it?
from
Nah, don't do
Verdansk.
that.
He's
Where's he from?
Verdansk.
Where's Sergey from? And don't you say he's
Verdansk.
from-
I said Verdansk.
I thought he was from Maine. In my head, he was like Vermont, Maine, up in.
Oh.
Oh,
my
Verdansk
God.
is in Oregon. Like he's a normal
Okay.
dude. He gets
All right.
Starbucks lattes.
Am I my arm for a
Art?
heart?
Good trade. Quality.
A body part that is necessary for a loved one to live.
Damn. And 100% guaranteed it's gonna work.
Prayers up.
Do I
You
get
ain't
that
hit my
guarantee?
arm, G. Prayers up.
Word.
Love it.
I might. Yeah. I'll call the pastor and tell him to say his prayers real quick and just.
Do I get
call
to
it a
Promise
day.
land.
do I get to pick my arm? Like do
Yeah.
I get the left or the right?
No, yeah, you get to pick.
Okay. And how close is like Elon Musk to developing like a full like an exoskeleton that I could just completely just
That's
Actually, I
true though. With like
think they
cars,
already 3D
self-driving,
printed
do we
body
need our? We're not gonna need our fucking limbs very soon. So
I just
Yeah,
need
they
self-driving
3D
body, dude. Yeah, just a self-driving body.
you're just fully mechanical. You're a transformer.
He's a Tesla Model T.
Yeah, I would really love that.
Oh my gosh. Harvesting though, seeds are probably going to become very valuable when the end of the world comes, right? Seeds.
Yeah,
are
yeah.
These are already valuable.
This is something that I wanted to. This is something I wanted to bring up with you guys because I've seen this on my Instagram recently, just randomly popping up. This idea of microgreening. It's literally
that?
where like these people just have like a room in their house that they just dedicate to like growing. Looks like shallots and like random greens like cilantro and shit.
Shallots
And
is
I-
a fish, no?
I wanted-
What the fuck is a shallot?
No, it's
No,
like
it's
it's like an
not.
onion.
Scallop.
It's like a green onion.
Scallop.
But I'm interested if you guys know anything about like microgreening and what it actually is. Is it drugs? Is it fucking like herbs and oregano and mint and shit like
I
that?
think your small like greenhouses in cities is considered microgreening. It's the idea that like just because you are in an area that's not necessarily like applicable to like large greenery doesn't mean that you don't
You
have
can't
to
have that. Yeah.
grow sustainable foods for a community and stuff like that.
That's always
Yeah, 'cause
interested me.
Because there's dudes that talk about on Instagram like I have $1 million business of just growing cilantro in my garage and I'm like, wow, dude, that's
What does he
Well, if
do?
you
insane.
think about it, like for example, let's just I guess I think New York City is a bad example, but like there are certain aspects of New York City that are completely deserted of any form of fresh fruit and greenery that's
Yeah.
affordable and accessible. So if those two, a combination of those two like disparities would make it extremely advantageous for me to sell cilantro at a cheaper price than, let's say, a Whole Foods does, especially if people can't get to Whole Foods or can't afford Whole Foods. So
Yeah.
it makes sense. It's like you're a niche product and it fits in certain settings. But like I'm all about it. I think that like the idea that we don't grow our own fruits and vegetables is like something that we've escaped from and don't think is like
It's
useful.
gonna be very prevalent soon, though.
But I mean, it already is because it's so important to climate change. It's so important to climate action. It's so important.
I don't know how important all that's gonna. Let's be honest, guys. We might not be eating food in a few years, dude. We might just be like fucking
Eating Bitcoins?
absorbing sunlight and shit. I don't
Yeah,
know.
but that's getting further and further away from what we know works and keeps us like actually healthy.
No, that's true.
You know what I'm saying? Like the further we get from like really growing our own food, cooking our own food, making our own food, the less food becomes of like a cultural thing and more of a commodity.
Yeah.
And like we don't need to commodify anything else in life. Like everything
Absolutely.
shouldn't be a fucking commodity.
All right.
My mom has a garden, so I love the fresh fruit, the vegetables and stuff. She has an illegal garden.
For our first 3 fans that
Wait, illegal? Why is
hit
it
us,
illegal?
We'll get a cucumber from Todd's mom's garden.
we don't own the property that she built the whole fucking big ass garden on.
Oh, damn. Wow.
Yeah.
Where did this dox her?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Crap.
whoa.
Well,
Lock her up.
Lock her up.
Lock her up.
That would be hilarious if they locked her up.
To Todd's
fucking-
point, though, like, okay, so say climate change isn't, say we're trying to reverse it, right? But it's irreversible.
No, not trying. Yeah, it's irreversible. We're not trying to reverse it.
Okay, so irreversible, and then our climate begins to change, and everything becomes hot, and things don't grow as they used to grow. Like, are we really gonna have to rely on other forms of energy to sustain
Nourishment.
our fucking life?
Let's put it.
Wait, what do you mean other friends? Like for our body? Or
Like, say the
for-
climate doesn't support like life in terms of like how plants need a certain amount of whatever the fuck, rain or whatever, or like it just things don't grow.
Mars.
What?
Things will
How do
grow.
we? I mean, that's an assumption.
No, it's not. I mean, the whole point of climate change, from what I understand, is that yeah, like things are gonna get hot, but like there are also places that are gonna. It's like there's gonna be places that normally are always. It's like it's gonna be more extremes. That's basically like the thing. Like right, it's gonna be super super cold. It's gonna be super super warm. There are gonna be places where like floods are gonna be more extreme just because the temperature is gonna be changed so much. We're gonna lose a lot of like our land mass that we have because of the rising oceans and stuff like that. So like we're still gonna be able to grow stuff, though it may be harder to grow some stuff. But at the end of the day, like it's not like scientists aren't already like most of the stuff that we eat is like genetically engineered already. So like scientists are just gonna like find a way
Yeah.
to just
Do you think
like
that
like-
genetically modify like corn and it's gonna just grow in whatever climate. I'm not saying it's a good thing, but like
That's
like-
I think the bigger conversation is that like
yeah, I think that's like a
fully-
different thing.
we don't fully understand the connections between like nutrition, diet, and how GMOs. Well, we do. Like we've seen, and these aren't causal, so like they're not necessarily one causes the other, but like we've seen an increase in the amount of allergies, food allergies that people have had in the past 10 to 15 years. There's been a drastic increase in the amount of allergies that people have, food allergies that they have as they grow older. And the only things that we can like speak to that have also changed is not only the less like there's been an increase in the amount of GMOs. Obviously, there's been an increase in the amount of insecticides and pesticides used, but there's also been an increase in the variability of where we get our food. Everyone in the world gets their food from very specific places. And if you think about it, a lot of foods grow in extremely tropical areas, but the other part of that is that those specific tropical areas also are way more likely to experience extreme temperate conditions, tsunamis, hurricanes, those types of things. That's increasing due to climate change and us not responding to climate change. So, for example, let's just use apples as an example, and let's say that apples come from this portion of Mexico. As more of Mexico disappears due to climate change, water levels increasing to the point where that land that is responsible for the world's production of apples no longer exists, what do we do? And that's like the conversation that needs to be had, is like,
do you think
it's not necessarily that we're going to stop climate change, it's more so that we can't all, as a society, as a global society, rely on individual countries, their only commodity to be a tropical resource that's limited, because it'll impact all of us.
Yeah.
But they rely on us just as much financially, just as much.
But that's
as
my
rely
point.
on them.
Exactly. It's a commodity for them, so there's an incentive for them to continue to do that because that's their number one import/export. And it's a commodity for us because we continue to consume it. But the bigger conversation that needs to be had is we can't continue to rely on them, which means we need to decrease consumption and find incentives for them to grow alternative resources.
Yeah,
or we need to also be prioritizing our own growth within microgreeneries and things like that.
What do we grow? Strawberries? That's about it in California.
I think we grow apples, right?
We grow a lot of stuff. We have corn, we grow oranges.
You grow a lot of stuff, but a lot of the things that we grow they only satisfy that area. California grows for California. It doesn't ship out as much as, like, it's a commodity within the continental United States, but it doesn't.
To be honest, I don't know if I would not be like. I think I'd be very okay with that. Like, it kind of scares me how we've manufactured food the way we have. Like, I was just looking at like just the meat section, and it's like that's a living specimen, but it's like it's a fucking toy at Toys R Us. It's just fucking on a factory line. It's just streamlined the way it is. That's scary.
Even worse is there's only 3 companies in the United States that produce all the meat that we eat. 3.
It's fucking disgusting, bro.
That's just not feasible. There's no way you can tell me that this is grass fed when there's only 3 companies that are responsible.
But don't we run into the same issue though? Won't we lack resources or land? Say we all had our own cattle, cow, whatever the fuck, and we butchered our own or did our own thing, right? Don't we still have limited resources in that context of just like having the land?
Consumption has to decrease.
Well, I guess what we're all actually saying is, Thanos should really actually exist, because the only way to slow this down is to get rid of people or get rid of the demand.
I've said
you have to get rid of the demand.
Kill people.
But okay, well,
you can change.
Do you guys think that global warming would have happened without humans? Like, they say Pangea exists, we all were connected at some point. Do you think like we're just living on the earth and it's going to do its natural progression regardless? Maybe we speed it up, maybe we slow it down in certain aspects, but it would have happened naturally anyway.
Yeah, I think we're fighting a bigger battle that maybe.
And like we overpopulate the earth. Like, that's a real thing. Like, we can overpopulate the earth and like put pressure on nature and society to like try to, like, it just may not be.
The crazy thing is we're literally
extincting
ourselves. Like, we're literally killing
because of technology and everybody living so much longer, and it's going to continue to get. You would think that technology would always allow people to live longer and longer. Like,
that's the fallacy. Yeah,
there's a limit.
One that you guys have like even said in this exact instance is like, oh well, science will just figure it out,
but it won't. At some point,
that's not guaranteed.
It's a moral question.
No, I don't think it's possible. I think it's impossible that the Earth is able to provide for, like, there's a number that we will not ever know.
Well, it depends. We don't know that. We don't know how we'll be able to. We
can't sustain. Like, there's a number of people that the Earth won't be able to sustain at some point. But like, I feel like we won't experience that in our lifetime. But there's a number out there that, like, when we hit that number, there's gonna have to be something done, because the Earth physically won't be able to do it, and whether that's travel to a different planet or do whatever. But I think that's realistic for
But if you're just traveling to a different planet to do the same exact thing, then you're not.
Going back
you're
to
not
that, we're just
solving any
eating
problem.
we're just eating planets. We're just.
But I don't think we
Yeah,
want to
I mean,
solve
like-
I don't think we want to solve those problems. I don't think humanity is about solving those issues.
So then, what is humanity?
I don't know
for?
if that's
Like,
But that's
is
why
survival.
does something bad happen?
I think survival is.
But why do you have to have that bad thing happen before you say we need to make a significant change? Like, why isn't it enough to understand that, yo, this is like an impending doom that we're headed to, and everything is telling us that we need to stop doing and we need to drastically change. Why does it have to fall off the cliff before everyone's like,
Because there's
okay,
not
fuck, yeah.
there's four of us here talking, and to convince us four to do that would be much easier. But you're talking about a world with like 7 billion people, and it's literally impossible to shift that many mindsets to all think that one solution to fixing the world is even if it's the correct solution, unless God came down himself and said, you guys need to do this. I feel like there's no way you could ever do it.
It's not even just that though. Like what Todd just said there. Like there's so many. It's like people are like arguing over the solution, right? When there are multiple solutions, why don't you just try them all? Like, you know what I mean? Like when it comes to like renewable energy, you have like wind power, you have solar power, you have hydropower, and it's like some people are like, well, solar power isn't as efficient. Some people have like their arguments for wind power in terms of, it only works in certain areas, and it's like, all right, like
just try it.
what's wrong with just using
argument?
all of them?
And,
like, yeah, like why?
I mean,
There's some places where it's better to use wind power because it's windier there. There's some places where it's better to use solar power because there's more sunlight. You know what I mean? It's like
that's
you
just
could
a product
use
of
you could-
capitalism, though.
you could use all these different solutions to solve the problem, but it's like we're getting stuck in the minutia of the whole, oh well, this doesn't work or this won't work or which one's the best one to go with, when you could just try all of them. And then I mean, even Gabe just said it right there, like it also just depends on people willing to spend the money to do the research and to
Dude, everything
fund.
isn't everything essentially
fund
free,
it.
but we just put a price tag on it. That's what
I'm gonna say that's a cop out, and I'm gonna say for this.
Wait, what's
reason,
a cop out?
like it's very easy to blame something like that on capitalism. I'm not saying that capitalistic tendencies doesn't play a very large role on it, but that's an excuse that like we use as individuals who do have the ability to change things on our own level, on our end, because we're comfortable in the way that we live our lives like right now, and we're not willing to change. And that's truthful for me, and I think that's truthful for everyone.
Oh yeah, I agree.
I'm
I
just
agree.
saying that
That's like the mentality of like, oh, I'm not gonna like I'm only one person. If I do everything the right way, it's not gonna really make a difference.
that argument only exists though. The reason there's that debate is because of money. Like there would be no other reason for everyone not to try their own thing and to say what Akofa was doing. But the reason there's that debate or the feeling the need to debate is because there's that fight for money. Like there has to be.
That's applicable to like, I think that's very applicable to like solar power. That's it's applicable to all levels on a on a systemic level, which I understand, and that makes a lot of sense. But if we all decided like collectively as individuals we would consume less beef, then those companies would produce less beef because they would make less money off of that. That's not the capitalistic endpoint of it is just meeting demand. If you decrease demand, then so does the supply of it.
Yeah, no,
So
I was
like,
just talking in reference to
just having this conversation right now, you see so many different layers of like there's literally, it's like there's always something, like once you figure one layer out and you there's always something else.
Right,
like
but then there's still the issue that doesn't solve the issue of, so going back to the whole point, like like we have to find a way to stop, like even if we limit meat to fucking never eating meat, we're gonna run out of resources because we're gonna still have people coming in.
No, but like that's what I was saying though. Like right, like it's not just about that. Like there's like what I'm saying, like there's so many different solutions that we could do. It's not just about just focusing on one problem, right? Like there are all multiple problems that are a part of the bigger issue. So instead of just focusing on, okay, we solve this problem, but what about this problem? It's like, no, look at the bigger picture, right? Here's the main thing that we need to solve. And this main thing has all these underlying issues, attached to it. So why don't we just try to solve not necessarily all of them at the same time or go one by one, but we have solutions for a lot more of these things than we realize. And it's just about, like Hassan's saying, it's just about doing it, right? So like we could all collectively decide to eat less beef, right? But then at that point, then you come to then at that point you can try to address renewable energy with all the different solutions that there are. Then at that point you could try to address the issue of, oh, we're gonna have we have this overpopulation issue. You know what I mean? So it doesn't necessarily mean, oh, we still can't go to Mars. It just means, hey, how about we actually learn how to properly take care of the limited resources that we have here. That way, if we do end up going to another planet, we're more efficient in how we use the resources at that other planet. That way we don't do the same thing, or that way we don't expedite how quickly we destroy all the resources on that other planet, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? So it's not just about focusing on one thing and then worrying about another problem that pops up. We have to recognize that there's multiple problems and address all those problems accordingly.
And I've seen people who live this like they dedicate their actual day-to-day to like climate action and climate change to the point where it dictates their diet, what products they purchase, which resources they use, and how they use them. I'm not saying that we all have to meet at that, like all have to jump off the cliff to get there, but I'm just saying like we could all start individually doing our own part, and like as a collective that would be powerful. I think we sometimes forget.
Yes and no, but I still feel like there's still fundamental issues that, so like I think so overpopulation is even if the whole world cooperated and did what you were saying, Hassan, we're still fucked because we're still not going to have enough resources.
The end goal is inevitable no matter where you are. That's not the conversation, though. It's how quickly you get there.
Yeah, it's about giving yourself time to find a solution to that.
Go to Mars,
but beyond that too, I think fundamentally, just the structure of capitalism is what induces this whole having this demand and us treating our resources the way we treat it.
But I mean, okay,
like aren't those don't we think those are the fundamental so your perspectives are like the realistic way of like what we have to do, right? But like if we're fundamentally seeing what's actually causing what's occurring, aren't those the things you should address?
But I mean, you're making it sound like does the whole world run on that? On capitalism? Like aren't there other countries that
100%.
like where their whole entire economy or their infrastructure it's based on other things like socialism and stuff like that. So like the capitalism aspect, like I hear what you're saying, and maybe there's more capitalism than socialism or whatever it may be, but
it doesn't matter. Even within a socialistic country, let's say we'll use that same example. Even in a socialist country where all of those resources are divvied out and everyone has a means to be able to live a basic human right, still requires limited resources.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter that it's like, even if it's not a supply and demand chain, if there's only 700 blocks of food and I divvy it up across the nation, or I go whoever can afford it gets the most of it, it doesn't matter. There's still only 700 blocks. It's just a matter of how quickly we go through it. You could say maybe within a socialist country, the amount that we go through, we might go through it a little bit slower, but at the end of the day, it's still 700. So I get what you're saying is like, yes, capitalism may expedite the process of usage of a limited resource.
It just influences the mentality too of how we treat those resources, though, right? We don't necessarily appreciate food for food or as a limited resource. It's a product. It's the way I see it, it's how it's been given to me. It's always at my hands, right? It's always there. It's always provided. So that affects how I even treat food or see it.
Okay, so let's say you were to treat food differently.
Absolutely. I'm not saying what you're saying isn't like correct. I'm just saying like fundamentally, what are the causes of?
I 100% agree with you. In a world where and this is like where it comes for me is like, if I could change that aspect of the world, I would be the first person to do it. There's not, money speaks louder than everything. And the sooner everyone recognizes it and starts to utilize it to their benefit versus than just demonizing it, I think the quicker we get to our end goals. The truth of the matter is, like, capitalism, it may not be going anywhere.
Fair. I think I agree. So yours would be like the immediate, like, slow down what the fuck's happening, right? And then I think it should always be addressed. Like, I think just evolving that society to something better. But
I'm totally with you. I'm totally with you. I don't think those are mutually exclusive. I think you can do both of those things.
Yeah.
I think you can work on an individual level while you're also working to try and make that bigger change happen too. I think those two things are, that's everything. Like, that's the pinnacle, truthfully.
I agree.
I think everyone's tired and
It's 1 o'clock.
I'm just fucking. I'm just sitting here, just like thinking, like, dude, we're fucked, bro.
I feel like every time
we're
we end,
so fucked.
we always end like, oh damn, the world sucks,
Dude, we're literally fucked, bro. There's no way out of it, dude. Even if we
on a positive note.
bro, oh man, dude. There's literally no way out. Oh.
We start with these groups of people here. We see how many people we can influence on our end. That's all we can do, right?
Yeah.
No, the change starts within, right?
Within us, and then these discussions are more powerful than we think. You know, y'all. This could actually be something great. Anyways,
starts in your dreams.
Oh, I say we should try to bring some more pop culture stuff into this. Into this thing that we're doing over here.
It gets heavy.
No, not even just that. Just in general, I feel like, bring a little bit more current events. Like what's going on the past week. I mean, like we talked about Bad Baby already, obviously, but hey, like everyone was talking about Godzilla versus Kong. I would have liked to talk about that. I don't know if you guys saw it or not.
I saw it in the movie.
To be continued.
Yeah, but yeah, just a little bit more. I'm not gonna ruin it for you or anything, but or like the Justice League Zack Snyder cut.
Did you see the meme where they were like hooping Godzilla versus Kong?
Yeah, I saw that.
Oh my god! You just said hooping, dude. That Space Jam trailer is trash.
Dude, yeah, were you guys excited for that?
Lil Bird's gonna be in that, apparently, according to Lil Bird. So.
Yeah, but fuck Space Jam. Dude. How are they ending up in a server room and his son gets abducted by a fucking dude?
By Don Cheadle.
Yeah, literally fucking.
Yeah. Wait, what preview is it? What? I gotta see this.
No, watch the Space Jam 2
trailer.
Watch it.
Word. All right, if we are gonna do that, I don't keep in touch with like pop culture, so just like send me shit that's relevant in this world.
Okay, no problem.
I think we're all biased though. I don't think any of us fuck with LeBron.
No, it's not even that though. I mean, like I already
said, like,
I don't like LeBron James the basketball player. I like 100%. LeBron James the man.
First off,
make a movie. If it's good, like I'll like it. Like it doesn't matter. It doesn't change the fact that like whether I think you're the GOAT or not. It's just a movie.
I saw Fred Flintstone in the fucking trailer. I'm
bro,
like, this
why
is
the Iron Giant in that movie? Like,
why is it just not Bugs, Speedy Gonzalez, the fucking
2 months later? Yo, Space Jam 2 was fucking fire, bro.
Nah, dude.
That shit was
never. He's repping the whole merch line. He has the fucking hat, the jacket.
I have them all up here. The original Space Jam.
That's actually kind of fly.
Also, we go from the Monstars to the Goon Squad.
Yeah,
like,
and they're real NBA players like Damian Lillard, Klay Thompson,
yeah,
Anthony Davis. I'm like,
wait, when is it coming out?
Who gives a shit?
Soon. I think in July or something. It's going to be coming out on HBO Max.
And bro, why didn't he use his real children?
We should have a live
Michael Jordan.
Backpack boys.
Michael Jordan used
live
his real children, bro.
Did he really?
Yeah, he's his real family, bro. LeBron's like, my kids aren't good enough for this. I need an actor.
I always thought of an idea like in a movie. Like I just watched the movie Raya or Todd. Yeah. Like imagine
the dragon one, the one on Disney.
Yeah. Imagine having like an app that like it had the characters of the movie, and then you just like every time you were pissed at a character, you just screamed at it, left a voice message, and you just have the whole public just like different voices of their opinion of like a character at a certain time in the movie.
Yeah, that'd be great.
That's actually kind of cool. No, that's actually
Also-
kind of cool.
That's
But
a great
also-
fucking idea. Fuck you.
Todd, sound less
No,
excited.
no, like an Amazon Prime thing where it's like at 2 minutes or 13 where it's like a trivia thing, but instead of the trivia thing, it's like, yo, this guy is fucking stupid.
Word. You
And
just
it's like
express your anger.
the most popular opinion. Yeah.
When me and Gabe watched Raya the Dragon together,
Were you guys watch it together?
yeah, well, I was in
The Brib.
Zimbabwe. Yeah, I was in
Yeah.
Tokyo last week.
Right.
Hassan had gingivitis or something. I don't know what was going on with him, but when we watched the movie, after that little baby came on
Smile.
and started beating the shit out of all the fucking, and they stole.
Yo,
like, the-
what was that?
that's when Gabe decided
That's-
that babies were actually more valuable than old people. That's when he changed his
That's what's
opinion.
taken.
Yo, that baby was fly. See, if babies acted like that, I'd fucking have a little more hope.
Bro, I've yet to see that. I haven't seen.
Don't
that
watch
movie.
it,
I
don't watch
kids
it, don't
movies
watch
like
I
that.
can't stand Aquafina's voice though. Her voice is really annoying.
Aquafina.
Oh,
is
yeah.
who-
That's
who's
Sisu.
Aquafina?
She's the one who plays the dragon.
Yes,
Yes.
bro. Oh my,
Her
that's what
voice
pissed
is
me
so
off.
annoying.
Just
Yeah.
like the energy of that dragon fucked with me. We weren't.
Yeah,
Gabe,
man.
Gabe didn't like how the movie was so serious, and then this bubbly ass fucking
Yeah,
dragon
it just
came on
didn't- it
and
didn't-
ruined like the tone.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
that's Mulan, isn't it? That's the whole premise.
That's what I said. I'm like, dude, you're watching a Disney movie. Let's
That's
relax.
true. But
dude.
it was
You're
all
not watching-
cartoon. I don't know. With like, I don't know, man. Whatever.
Wait, is anyone watching Falcon and the Winter Soldier?
No, I haven't watched. I have to watch the
Oh,
Vision.
my
I have to
I
watch.
haven't watched
God.
any of those. I haven't watched.
That's way better than WandaVision. If you guys saw that,
Oh, really? It is better than
yeah, it's
WandaVision?
way better, way better.
That's good.
What is it called?
I'm excited. The Loki trailer dropped, dude. I fuck with
That
Loki.
looks sick. Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Gabe. I mean, you're not into like superhero stuff, though, right?
Yeah, he's not into the super.
I'll watch whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't actively keep in touch. I don't like.
It's on Disney Plus. You need a subscription for that. If you need it.
Gabe's got that.
I don't at all.
Nah, Gabe's got it.
Sharing's caring. Say it online. Say it online here, so the world could have it. All of you two could have it.
I'm linking you to the greatest movie ever.
This is
Can
the
you not
Bebop
send it
movie?
here because we're about to
Yeah,
send it
we're
in the
about
group
to.
chat?
Suck my dick. You got it. That's easy.
So what episode was this? What episode is this?
My breath be smelling up in this bitch, yo. My mouth drier than
Oh my god, I want water so bad. I still need to pee. I still never pee.
my poop is gone. All right, y'all. I think this was beautiful. I love you. I love you. I love you. And I love you.
too.
Have yourselves a jolly night. I'm not editing any of this, so it'll be up probably tomorrow night.
You might want to get rid of the stuff about the ring, the arena.
No, we're keeping that in. I didn't say I wanted to touch any of those people.
You just did.
Lock them up.
Lock them up.
That's the goal. That's the goal, yo. I hope we're not throwing up gang signs and they're gonna come after me. All right, y'all. Peace and love and peace.
Bye, guys.
Take it easy, guys.
Adios.
Night.
I hope that saved